great Biafrans, wherever you are. We welcome you this early morning, mid-afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are, and depending on where you are listening to us from, we have come to you this very Friday morning that we may continue the propagation of this very gospel, but through a slightly different dimension, but hopefully also with the same outcome. We have come this morning not just to preach, but to have a discussion, to field your questions, to answer and address any queries that you may have, to put some of your minds at rest regarding how we are going to restore Biafra this very year, and what we all need to do individually and collectively to ensure that that happens. My name is Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. I am the director of Radio Biafra and Biafra Television. And by the grace of Almighty Creator in heaven, a servant of the wonderful people of Biafra, I welcome you and I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I know morning broadcast is slightly unorthodox for our people, but we have decided to do so this very day in order to address some of the issues that you may have. And as I welcome you, I will encourage you to welcome all those who are around you. All our FM in Biafra land is on full tilt. They are working very well. You can listen to us via satellite as well. You can listen to us via Garden Radio app. You can listen to us via Radio Biafra app. You can listen to us via Sweet Radio application as well. And also Simple Radio. Or you may choose to listen via my Facebook page at Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with 300 likes and about 450,000 followers. I welcome you this very morning, and as I said, it is more or less an interactive session. I will not do much preaching this morning. Any preaching or teaching that I will do will have to emanate from the questions you are asking or about to ask. I will give you the number to call once again, and please note it down. And when somebody is speaking, do not try to interrupt them by calling at the same time. I will very seriously ask you not to do that. Once again, we welcome you. Once again, we ask you to please be part and parcel of what we are doing this morning. And without further ado, without going any further, I will, of course, refer and hand over all that we are doing to the Most High. We are going to pray very briefly, and after that then the lines will be open, and I will begin to take your calls, and I will begin to answer your questions. It doesn't matter what it is. Here we are open, here we learn, here we teach, here we lecture, and here we tutor. Sometimes you teach your students and they feel they have a superior research. Here this morning, I also want you to educate me. If you have anything, any knowledge you feel or wish I should be aware of, please, 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 We are waiting very, very eagerly for you to impart that very knowledge. But we must pray. We must pray a psalm of David that Chukwukika Biama may abide with us. Part of this prayer I prayed on Wednesday, and I will continue to pray the same prayer today from Psalm 91. And I will pray in the language of heaven, if you don't mind. Ezi onye nwanyị na Chineke na nke pụrụ m ihe niile, onye ịhụnanya ya na-adịgide ma ruo mgbe ebighị ebi, onye okwu ya niile na-abịa na mmezu, onye na-adịghị agharịpụ ụmụ ya, onye si n'ebe ikpofu ahịhịa wee kpọlite nwa ogbenye, Chineke nna nke na-eme mma, anyị na-arịọ gị ngọzi gị na ebere gị, amara gị na ọmịiko gị n'isi ụmụ gị niile, ebe ọbụla ha na-anọra n'ụwa niile, bụ abụrụ gị bụ IPOB, ụmụ gị bụ ndị Biafra ka anyị onwe anyị na-enyefe gị n'aka n'isi ụtụtụ a, ka amara gị na ebere gị, ịhụnanya gị, ọmịiko gị wee zuo oke n'ebe anyị nọ, n'ihi na ụwa niile na-etu anyị ụmụ Chineke, n'ihi na anyị bụ ndị gọziri agọzi, agbanyeghị ihe isi ike niile nke anyị onwe anyị na-agabiga na mgbede etu a, site na akpamahụhụ na atamahụhụ na ịkpa ahụ nke ndị iro n'ebe ụmụ gị nọ, site na mmehie nke anyị onwe anyị mere. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị mgbaghara mmehie n'isi ụtụtụ a, wee na-arịọ gị nna nke ebere dị ngọzi, ka i wee nụrụ olu anyị, ka akwa anyị wee metụta gị n'obi, ka ude nke anyị na-asụ wee bịa n'iru gị nna nke igwe, ka i wee zọpụta anyị n'aka ajọ ihe, n'ihi na ndị iro na-ada ụbọchị niile, n'aka nri na aka ekpe ka ndị dị etu a na-ada, bụ ndị okwu asị, bụ ndị na-amaghị bụ ndị onwe gị bụ Chineke nna, bụ ndị pụtara ka ha wee mahịa anyị ihu, bụ ndị na-agbara ndị Fulani odibo, bụ ndị kweere n'ihi akụrụba nke ụwa onye nwe m na Chineke nna, wee si na eziokwu bụ okwu asị. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị onwe gị bụ onye bi n'ime eluigwe, gị onwe gị bụ onye nwe ndụ anyị, n'ihi na ikwewe anyị nkwa na o nweghị ihe ọjọọ ọbụla bụ nke ga-adakwasị anyị, na mkpagbu niile agaghị emetụta anyị n'ahụ, n'ihi na inyewo ndị mmụọ ozi gị iwu ka ha wee chebe anyị, ka ha wee chebe IPOB nna nke ebere dị ngọzi. Anyị wee na-asị na ọba anụkpa ahụ ka anyị bụ nwe ihe ọbụla anyị bụ n'iru gị nna nke igwe, kama ọ bụ ịma mma gị na ebere gị, nchekwa gị ka anyị na-arịọ n'ụbọchị nke taa, wee na-asị gị onye ime eluigwe, ka iwee bịa, ka iwee nọnyere anyị, ka iwee nye anyị amamihe n'elu amamihe, ka iwee nye anyị ezi nghọta n'elu ezi nghọta, ka iwee nye anyị mmekọrịta nwanne na nwanne ịdị n'otu ọganiru, ịhụnanya, mmeso ọma gị ezi ebube dị ngọzi, ka ọ ga-abụ n'ikpete maazụ na ị ga-enye anyị Biafra n'ime afọ a, ụwa niile ga-asụ ude n'ihi ya, ha ga-asị na amaghị n'otu aka Chineke nna nke igwe dị, kama anyị onwe anyị bụ ụmụ gị ga-enwe ezi aṅụrị n'ime gị. Anyị ga-enwe ezi nghọta n'usoro nke oge onwe gị bụ Chineke nna nke igwe si ka anyị wee gbasoo, ịhụ na alaeze gị bịara n'elu ụwa, ịhụ na ịhụnanya gị sachiri ihe niile bụ nke gị nwere ikere, ka wee na-arịọ gị nna nke ebere, ka iru gị wee chaa n'ebe anyị nọ, ka i wee duo anyị n'ụzọ niile nke ezi omume gị, ka i wee were aka nri nke ezi omume gị wee kwagide anyị, wee bulie anyị elu, ka ụnwale na-ewe hụ n'ezie n'ezie na ọ bụ anyị onwe anyị bụ ndị tụrụ ka wee tee mmanụ n'isi, ka anyị wee nye aha nsọgụtọ na nsọpụrụ na ịja mma site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi. Ise ise ise. Mma mmadụ gị Chineke. We must proceed this very morning having handed over all that we are unto the loving embrace of the Most High. Our lines are going to be opened right now, and I will ask you, of course, to call us via Skype alone if you can, and to participate in what we're about to do. The number to send your questions to, or the number to call to ask your questions, is +1. Is a US number, +1. This was the number I used in the USA when I was there. +1 512 955 2807. I repeat, +1, which is the code for USA, 512 955 2807. I am waiting for Mazi or Former to try and get me the details of the Skype login details because of the time differential. He's in Australia, and Australia do not have the same time zone as we do in Biafra land. Very, very important. We are waiting, and as soon as he does it, I will be able to bring that to you. I want your questions this morning, no matter how hard it is. Somebody is already calling. Let us see who is on the line. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Good morning.
Good morning to you. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My leader, my name is Obi Manuel Chibike. I'm calling from the state of Israel.
From Israel, please go ahead. The whole world is listening. If you have any questions, you can ask. I promise I will answer every question today. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Yes, my leader, I have 2 questions to ask. As I've said already, my name is Obi Manuel Chibike. I'm an Igbo man. But my leader, I have a fear about the concern of the Igbo man's domination. In fact, the fear of Igbo man's domination is fearing me itself. That is, their fear is fearing me. And recently, you make this fear more to me when you say that the Biafra, when restored, that we will adopt the UAE strategy or style of doing business. That if a Biafran, an Igbo Biafran or any other region want to open a business in another region, that he has to register the business with the name of an indigenous of that region. That is a kind of combined business.
Yes.
Then my question is it not a limitation or like a marginalization to the people that like business like an Igbo man like me? That is my first question. The second one is, my leader, I want you to help me find out whether this is true. I heard that the Ibibio people once inhabited the land that is presently known today as Arochukwu people, Arochukwu land. That the Arochukwu people pushed them out of the land in many years ago. This is my 2 questions, my leader. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and I'll ask you to stay on the line. Don't go away. Stay on the line where you are. Because I need to answer your question. First of all, you are where again? You are in Israel.
I mean, like Elat, Israel.
You're in Elat, Israel. Now, I want to also, I want you to answer the question you have asked. I think sometimes that is the best way to learn. I want to encourage you to answer the same question you have asked. Now,
okay.
Are you conversant with the UAE business model of making sure that an indigenous is part and parcel of a business before it can function properly in UAE? Are you aware of that? Are you conversant with it?
No, I'm not. I heard it first from you.
Okay. How it works is that, let's say you are an able man and you want to do business in Izon, in Ijo land.
Yeah.
You have to get an Ijo person to partner you in that very business. It is the same system that they run in the UAE. And if I may ask you, do you think that UAE is successful? Economy-wise, do you think they're successful?
Very successful. Yes, sir.
You said very successful. Do you also agree with me that it is good to copy something that is successful?
Yes, very important.
Then that is why we are copying it, because we have a lot of enemies all over the place. And those enemies are going to go to our own brothers and sisters, our cousins, in the coastal region of Biafra and say to them, an Igbo man will dominate you. And some of them are bound to listen. It is human nature. That is the way some of us are. And in order to stop that, what we are trying to do is to preempt. We want to preempt problems before they emerge. We want to be able to go to the constitution of Biafra to tackle every known problem. Perhaps our legislature or our parliament in time to come will be able to deal with future problems. But for now, we understand what the foundational problems, so to speak, are. And we wish to address them. And that is exactly what we are going to do. Regarding, is that very clear? Do you understand that? Have I made any sense to you? Or you're still not clear? Is it very clear? Very good. Now, what we intend to do is this. We are going to run a business model that will guarantee every indigenous person a stake in the growth of the economy of the area where he or she comes from. Because if it works in the UAE, it will also work in the land of Biafra. So we want to remove every vestige, every accusation, every connotation. We want to remove any and everything that will give the impression that anybody from anywhere is going to dominate anybody. That is not going to happen. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. That's number one. And about Ibibio people that inhabit the present area of Arochukwu. As I said before, there were 3 waves of immigrants into our land. The first wave, the Igbo people, the ancient, the Bijango people, the Guinea people, those that they call Guinea people, very old, those that started the processing of palm oil before any other person came into it. They inhabited our land. And the first migration came from Egypt, settled at the confluence of Omambala River. That is where you have the house of Eri, all the way to Owerri. And then after the Assyrians invaded Samaria, northern kingdom of Israel, the second wave then arrived through Egypt, Sudan, Ethiopia, Central African Republic, northern Cameroons, and into the land of Biafra. And we have done extensive research, which I have posted on my page as well. The reason why you have the kingdom of Biafra that couldn't have come from any white man or from anybody else, because it is a kingdom recognized and noted on historical books and also on maps to boot. Now, there were Bijango people where we are, and the ancients, the Igbo people. So as these new migrants started to settle towards the sea, the further the ancient, the further the owner, I wouldn't call them owners of the land, I will call them the further the indigenous populations went. So that was what happened. If you said Arochukwu, perhaps you would have been right. If you said Ohafia, perhaps you would have been right. Because the Ohafia people that you see today, they came from Ahaba. They are themselves from where you call Asaba today, Anioma. And when they were migrating to where Ohafia is today, they stopped in Ibeku, in my clan, in my village, and we harbored them. That is why an Ohafia person always regard an Ibeku man as his brother and can never fight him or do anything that would draw blood from him. Even if you listen to the war dance, predominantly from Ohafia, you will hear them when they are singing that them and the Ibeku people are one, because Ibeku housed them before they went to where they were. And of course, when they went to Ohafia, there were Ekoi people who were there, and they were moved in a little bit to accommodate Ohafia people. That is the history of our people. But insofar as Arochukwu is concerned, Arochukwu came as part of the second wave that came, the house of Manasseh and house of Ephraim, from the red path of Israel in the north, in Samaria, where incidentally I stay anytime I'm in Israel. And they came, which is Imo and Abia more or less, and built the temple to the Most High in Arochukwu. That's the way it is. That is the priestly clan that we had, the same way that you have the house of Levites. That is why anywhere you go to in Igbo land and you have people answering Umuchukwu, if you go back in history, you will see that they're all from Arochukwu, the children of God, the house of Levi, more or less, that we have in our land. A lot of people get confused about this. I read over some of us having a debate about this very issue. Some said that, oh, how can you say we are from... I'm saying all these things because of the question you asked. How can you say that we are from Israel? Some said, oh no, we are not Jews, we can never be. We are not saying that everybody is. But there is something that will be posted this very morning on my page in a short while. Please, can the person who is responsible post it on my page, please. It is about the flag that the British had during colonialism. The flag of the Governor General of Nigeria. If you read up on it, it's very simple and very clear. There you will see the Star of David, gotten from Umueri, from Aguleri to be precise. That was why the British put it there on the flag. The same Star of David that you see on the flag of Israel where you are. So that is our history, that is who we are. I don't want people to get confused. You can decide or claim to be an original Igbo, Ndibo the ancient. Remember that we are mixed marriage, so I say intermarriages and the fusion of cultures. You can say you are descended directly from the house of God via Umweri, via Ora Eri, via Owe Eri. The capital of Imo State today, Owerri. Owe Eri is called, which shows their lineage and their descendancy from the Eri part. And then you have the house of Manasseh and Ephraim, going all the way to Asa. You've heard about the name Asa as well. That I'm going to teach later on. Asa in Abia State. Asa also was part of the migration that came down. The same way you have Asa today in Okwa in Abia State. Part of the migration from the land of Israel. So that's how we are. We are three people in one. Thank you very much for calling. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Our lines are open. Who is on the line? Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Hello, sir. My name is Mike. I'm calling from Russia. The hardcore member of the Ignorant People of Biafra. Sir, I want to recommend something for Biafra when Biafra comes. We need to create two types of prison in Biafra land. One for people who commit crimes and one for people who cannot reason properly. Because we have serious...
in Biafra land, sorry, hold on. You're calling from Russia, yes. And you're recommending in Biafra land we are going to have two prisons. One for those who have committed crime and one for those who cannot reason properly.
Yes, sir. I came here to Russia when I was like a young boy, like 19. I've been here and I see the way normal people reason in a country. I see the way a society is being created. I see the way people decide to develop their own land and with pleasure and with happiness. And I wonder why can't our people our leaders, our so-called people, we have only one place to call home. Why can't they work hard to make our place? Don't they travel? Don't they see these things outside this in this part of the world? Why can't they decide to make our place as beautiful like this? I've been here for a couple of times and I'm like, we are not thinking properly. And if Biafra comes, we need to make a prison for people to go who cannot reason properly. When you cannot reason properly, you'll be charged to court and taken there so that you'll be able to work on your brain. Because we need normal and sensible people in Biafra land when Biafra comes.
I agree with you, but thank you. Thank you. What we're going to do is to teach people. We are not going to lock anybody up. That is exactly what we are trying to do now, to get everybody's consciousness to be at a particular level. Not necessarily, I would say, to agree with what each other is saying, but to be able to interrogate what you hear, to be able to question what you hear, to be able to hold people to account. Those are some of the civic education we are carrying out, or should I say we are conducting on Radio Biafra. We want to get our people to reason properly, because if we cannot reason properly, there is no way we can sustain any meaningful nation that may lay a claim to being civilized. These are the things we ought to understand. And I do thank you very much for calling. There will be prison for criminals, but there will be no prison for those who cannot reason properly. We will continue to teach them until they learn. Go ahead.
And sir, finally, I want to make a lastly recommendation. Sir, I have been into some part of intelligence gathering, and I think in Biafra land, we have to train young Biafrans to be able to have a skill of like, for example, our enemies, we know who they are, and those people who can be able to penetrate into them, who knows how to speak their language, who knows everything about them, because we don't need them to come to us. We don't need them to step their leg in. I have been in Russia here, and I know.
Now, listen. What we're going to do. Hold on. I understand, because of where you are conditioned by your environment, so you are highly conscious. You are highly aware of what is happening around you. What we are now going to do in Biafra land is to build our systems, our governance, and our structures to be able to impart that level of awareness and consciousness in people as well. So the way it is in Russia and in every other civilized nation around the world, so shall it be in the land of Biafra. And I thank you very much for calling. I thank you very, very much for calling. We have another caller on the phone. Your name and where you're calling from, please. No, they're no longer there. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? Yes, please, your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, this is Ferdinand. I'm calling from Philippines.
From the Philippines. Please go ahead.
I'm calling from Philippines.
Yes, go ahead.
That is what I want to ask. Like, if ever that they give us Biafra now, as they agree to have a referendum, I want to know, is everyone going to come back home for the referendum, or is there any way people from outside can vote?
No, referendum will be for those who are at home. I am not sure if they will allow postal voting. That may be an option, and we are seriously going to canvass for that. But normally, referendum will be done, or place visa will be done for those who are at home. Only for those who are at home. That's my understanding.
That's what I want to know.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for calling. We have another caller on the line. Your name and where you're calling from, please. The caller on the phone, I won't ask you again for the final time. Your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Uche Udeze. I am calling from Republic of Ireland.
Republic of Ireland. We are being listened to all over the world. The whole world is Philippines, Russia, Israel, everywhere. Please go ahead. And now, Ireland. Go ahead, please.
Mazi, good morning. May God bless you. May Chukwu Kikabiama keep you till Biafra come. Mazi Biko, the only question I want to ask you this morning is, there has been a lot of problem in IPOB families, and people are being sent away from IPOB because of one reason or the other. I am asking this question, and a lot of people do not want to join IPOB because of protocol, hierarchy, how people are being treated in IPOB. How do we deal with this situation? How are we going to correct this if Biafra come? Because it is going to still be the same way Nigeria is being done, that people are bringing into IPOB family. IPOB family is supposed to be one family, one love. If anybody does anything wrong, people will come together and correct him or her. But I've seen cackles, I've seen circles in IPOB, and people are using it to intimidate other people, telling people that they will throw them out. And as far as I remember, we are all Biafrans. We are all IPOB. IPOB is indigenous people of Biafra. I am born in Anambra State. My 5th generation is from Igbo land, which originally entitles me to be a Biafran. Yes. So why would somebody intimidate me because of hierarchy? Only see, another thing I want to say is, please do something with the leaders of IPOB. Some of them are using the power that has been given to them to intimidate others. Please do something, because they are chasing people away. If they chase people away, who is going to achieve Biafra? I have 4 teenage boys in my house. One is going to college this year. My promise is that he is going to go to college and tell them about Biafra, because Ireland is a major contributory to Biafra. We must speak about Biafra in our college. If we send these people away, when there is need, who will go home to do these things. I have 4 teenage boys. I am ready to bring out these 4 teenage boys to work, to fight until Biafra is actualized. But we have to be given the opportunity to do this. We cannot be sent away intimidated because maybe we are not in the group or in the gang or in whatever. Onisi, please, I'm asking you this morning, how are you going to curtail this? How are you going to work to sensitize people to start doing things right? To stop gossiping about other people, sending people away from IPOB, lying against people for what they have not done, just because they want to get them out of the picture. And these are people who are hungry, who wants to do everything possible to make sure that Biafra is actualized. Remember again, Onisi, island is a big space that we can venture. But
yes,
if we keep doing these things, how do we venture? I know the chairman of Irish Red Cross. I work as a volunteer with Irish Red Cross from 2011 till this minute. I am a life member with them. They are open to us. They are ever ready to accept us. But we are not ready to do that. Instead, we are fighting ourselves. Onisi, please, I want you to comment on this morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much. Are you part of the family as we speak? Are you part of the IPOB family in Ireland where you are?
Onisi, I used to be part of the family in Ireland, but there was big problem. There was lie. As a woman, the only thing that you'll be chased away with Ashawo, she's sleeping with this person's husband, she's sleeping. And once you hear that, the next thing you do is you pick up your slippers and run.
Of course. I want to say this to you, and of course to the hearing of all our principal officers all over the whole world. We would not tolerate, because any behavior or conduct we exhibit right now, in all likelihood we will take that into a new nation of Biafra. And exactly. I wouldn't want a situation whereby people build cabals. I've said this thing to them before. I have no friends and I have no enemies. That is why I speak truth to anybody that I come across. I do not gossip. I do not chat behind anybody's back. If I have anything against you, I will tell you to your face. Now, this is the type of behavior I would like all our principal officers to inculcate. And I'm sure that our DOS and all frontline officers, those that I come into contact with, they do not and will not encourage the building of cabal or the destruction of anybody's image. And if you have suffered that, then it is sad and regrettable. I will ask Isaiah Oba and all those who are in Ireland and our leadership to find out what went wrong. I have taken down your number and we are going to get back to you. I will get back to you personally to explain to you the rationale behind whatever you may have encountered, and also to reassure you that going forward, such nonsense will no longer be obtainable in IPOB. Nobody will intimidate anybody. I want you to intimidate people with what you have accomplished. I want you to tell people what they can do for Biafra, not to drive anybody away because you think somebody is more intelligent than you, and if they come, they're going to overshadow you. I want somebody who's more intelligent than me to actually come out and take over this reign so I can rest for a little bit at least. And then I have not been able to see any. So what we need to do is this. We must remain resolute. Nobody is driving anybody away. We are all indigenous people of Biafra. The only thing that will excuse you from any Biafran gathering is if you are working for the enemy, if you're a saboteur, if you have come to spoil what you're doing. But as long as you have good intentions, I can sit down with you and debate from now till the kingdom come. I am never ever going to hate you for holding a contrary view to that which I hold. I am never ever going to despise you if I feel or think that you are more articulate than I am. In fact, I will admire you. Because we must look at other people the way people do things in the Western world. When somebody is very good, when my team, Liverpool, of course I support Rangers. Rangers is number 1 and Liverpool is number 2. Rangers of Enugu, I mean. When Liverpool just won the league yesterday, but I'm sure Liverpool will be going out looking for people who are better players, or should I say good players, to make them even better come the next season. So that is why anytime I encounter any Biafran who understands what we are doing, is very intelligent, I want them to be part of the leadership. And that is not going to change. Because Only committed, dedicated, intelligent people can make a difference. And I thank you for this. And it will no longer happen, I can assure you. I will take up your case and I will come back to you before next week, before 7 days runs out, to be honest with you, to let you understand precisely what transpired and to reassure you that it won't happen again. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, God bless you.
Thank you. Our lines are open. If you call us, we'll be able to take your call. Of course, a lot of people are calling, and I pray that this line will not be jammed today, because normally the calls are so numerous. But somebody sent a question. Nedum sent a question on via WhatsApp message, and his question is very, very simple. His question is, the way Fulanis are behaving and their hatred for Biafra. This is from Nedum. See, Nedum, it is likely that they may detonate chemical or nuclear weapons in Biafra land once Biafra is declared by United Nations, or if Biafra marches against Nigeria, as we say. From my observation, instead of Fulani to allow Biafra to go, they'll prefer for everybody to die. My question is, what protective mechanisms or precautionary measures are we taking to protect ourselves? Nedum, we are taking precaution. We are doing all we can to protect our people, and that is the best we can do for now. Because honestly speaking, we cannot cater for every eventuality. We have done what we can. We know that eventually we are going to prevail. And that is what we are hoping and counting on. We have a caller on the line. Can you hear me? For the last time, the caller on the line, can you hear me? No, they cannot hear me. I am going to take another call. The caller on the line, can you hear me?
Yeah, hello.
Your name and where you're calling from? Good morning to you. Good morning to you. I want to have your name and where you're calling from.
My name is...
Your name is what? Oh dear me, the calls are just way too numerous. Too much, way too much. Just hold on a second, please. The caller on the line, can you hear me? Yes, please, your name and where you're calling from. This is amazing stuff. Even the number of calls coming in wouldn't even allow me to pick the call. Unbelievable. The caller on the line, can you hear me?
Yes, good morning, my leader.
Good morning, and where are you calling from? Your name, please.
I'm calling from my name on the honor.
You're calling from where?
My name is on the honor. I'm calling from Medugri.
From Medugri. Please go ahead. Sorry, I'm from Medugri. Go ahead.
Yes, are you hearing my leader?
I will say it for the final time. Yes, go ahead. We are hearing you. Go ahead.
Okay.
The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Please, your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Faith Ogala, freedom fighter.
Yes, Faith, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Italy, Genova.
From Genova in Italy. Thank you very much. You're welcome to the program. Please go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Mazi, I don't have any question. I just want to say, may Chukwu Kikabiyama bless you. I'm so overwhelmed this morning to hear from you. Madike, may Chukwu Kikabiyama bless you. Thank you for everything you have been doing for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my dear sister.
I know 100% that I am Biafra. Biafra, Agbo Biafra. My mother, I grew up to see my mother wearing 2 pieces of wrapper.
Yes.
I grew up to see all our women, all our mothers in the neighboring hood tying 2 wrappers. Even my auntie, till tomorrow, she still tie 2 wrapper. Yes. So thank you, my DK. Thank you. I can hear your voice. My God, I'm so happy. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my dear sister. Thank you very, very much. Chukwu Kikabia, bless you too. She's an Igbo woman from Abo. They have spent billions trying to convince them, even forcibly converting some of them as we speak to Islam. That is where Loretta Onochie comes from, the supplier of prostitutes to Asorok. That was why they engaged her. She's an expert human trafficker, Loretta Onochie. She's from Anioma, which is the Igbo speaking, the Igbos who are in Delta. They spent a lot of money trying to convince them that they are not Biafran people, that they are not even Igbo. But I'm happy and I'm glad that we are now coming back to our senses. We now understand who we are. And Elohim is in charge in heaven. And the truth is going very far, isn't it? One thing that God gave us, the way our mothers dress, solved all that problem. Ever since, have you heard them talking rubbish? Of course, there are some people who claim that they are from a darkened delta, inside darkness itself. That means double darkness. Double darkness. But we are not going to have any regard for them. We are marching on relentlessly. We are marching on relentlessly. Our lines keeps crashing is untrue. Absolutely untrue. Because there are many people who are calling us. Many of them are calling. So many people are calling us. Please, that is why our lines keeps crashing. Ben Okulehi lives in Aba. I want to ask this. Our governors, what are we going to do when Biafra is restored? There will be citizens of Biafra, those of them who are good. If any of them committed any crime worthy of investigation and of course prosecution, that will be their portion. Because Biafra will embrace anybody. That is not about vendetta, it's not about witch hunt. Everybody will participate and be part and be given the opportunity to contribute to this very exciting new nation of ours. We are not excluding anybody. We don't intend to exclude anybody. Anybody who wants to be a part of Biafra will be a part of Biafra. Our lines are so clogged up that even the phones are crashing. It's unbelievable. Even the phone, I'm using an iPhone, it has refused to function. We have a caller on the other line. Please, your name and where you're calling from.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, please. Your name and where you are calling from.
My name is Mr. Wild Jonathan. I'm calling from Cape Town, South Africa.
From Cape Town, South Africa, only on Radio Biafra. The whole world is listening. Please go ahead.
I'm a first-time caller, and I want to say thank you very much, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You've been an inspiration to the upcoming generation, because I must tell you, to be honest, I've been following you up online right from when you were in London before you came to Nigeria officially to declare your agitation, and even at the point in time when they instructed the soldiers to come to your house in Abia State, that they came there to shoot. But one thing I want to say, you've been doing a very good job, and it's only God in heaven that will strengthen you, because at this point in time, I am glad that when they came to your house to shoot, that you managed to made your way, because I must tell you the truth, the government, the Fulani, they want to kill themselves, not you, because they can never kill you. You are a God sent. They can never kill you. You saved. That they will die at the end of the day. One thing I want to say is, whatever we need to do, because the country needs to break up, because there is no system that is working. Imagine even here in Cape Town, as a Nigeria, if you're pregnant and you go to the hospital and unfortunately the doctor recommend that you have to go through a C&S, you understand, for delivery.
Yes.
I'm telling you, my brother, that it will be done for free of charge. things that are not done at home. Imagine if a woman in labor goes to the hospital and at a point in time, it was the doctor prescribed that she have to go see an earth. We're talking about 500,000. We're talking about 300,000. We're talking about huge amount of money. And the person does not have it. And Nigerian doctors are so wicked that if you don't have the money, they will have to look at the person to die out of labor. You see, we have much. You see, we're traveling abroad. We're going out diaspora. It is not like we have the intention to go there. If things are working at home, what will make someone go there? If things like what is working, if there's electricity, I was back home last year. I thought things have changed. I didn't know that things have come from bad to worst. The whole roads that I know that was initially, a bit better has come from better to worst. Not even normally things go from better and good better to the best. But things are not working. And the only way we can do this is to break up. If there's any petition, what I'm trying to say, Mazi, if there's any petition, we should be signing in order to spread the global attention. We should be. You should drop the file on your page so that we could be able to sign it, because there are some what I'm going to say. There are some agitation people that are agitating something. People like my good general Olayomi Koike Media, and they drop their link to sign. And I think I've been contributing. All I want is a referendum, a breakup in that country, because from what I see, that nothing will work. Because the fact that nothing has worked for the past 60 years, nothing will definitely work, because they are only using blindfolding, as in deceiving, to tell us when they come, they say, okay, we'll give you light, we'll give you electricity, we'll give you job, we'll give you this, we'll give you that. But at the end of the day, when they come, they forget about all their promises. And there is nothing to do. And finally, I want to make Chukwu Okeke Abiyama to bless you and your family, to protect you, and the Lord will strengthen you onto this journey, and we will get it by the special grace of God. He said,
thank you very much for calling. They are deceiving people, they are lying to people, because we allowed them to get away with murder. When they tell you about non-violent agitation and all the rest of it, for you to be peaceful, for you to love God and for God to love you, the same people that gave you the Bible did not tell you there were revolutions across Europe, even in America, before they built the type of society that they have today. That's when they never teach you that. Once you allow people who are corrupt to get away with corruption, corruption can only multiply. That is why we do things the way we do it. Anywhere we see any injustice or something is going wrong, we nip it in the bud. You may go away and create 10,000 Facebook accounts with talking rubbish. That is your business. Because we want Biafra to be pure. And in Biafra land, believe you me, there will be free hospital treatment for at least emergency cases, because we will have what is called universal insurance. Everybody will pay into it, so that when you're sick, you go to the nearest hospital and get. We know what to do. Everybody knows that we know what to do. It is that we are not being given the opportunity to be able to showcase what we can do. I have a caller waiting on the other line. Your name and where you're calling from, please, if you may. Good morning to you. Let me see if yes, please, your name and where you're calling from.
Thank you very much, Mazi. My name is Chidera, calling from South Africa, sir.
The same South Africa, please go ahead. The world is listening. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. You know, taking a delegate for the humanity issue in the Gorai, because a leader like you, this early morning, I get a phone and ask a mother. I never moved in cow, Manacod. Mazi, 3 questions to you, sir.
Go ahead.
Number one, because I want my bro, we are not aware, we have never had the meaning of the name called Nigeria. This recently now you have taught us, as many which you have taught us, that the meaning is illegal. Now we have followed it, understand it even in the.
It's actually nigger, not even negro. It is nigger.
Okay, nigger, sir. Yes. And we have seen black people fighting all over that particular when they call that name. Yes. So my question to you, sir, this morning, sir, how did Nigeria, that Liga, come up with the giant of Africa? That is number one. How did they come up with that name? giant? Because I don't know anything giant about this. Is it by looting or by wickedness or by what? How did they come up with that particular name, giant? As you have taught us, we really want to know how did they come up with that name? That's my number one question, sir. Yes. Number two question to you, sir. That's the one that is bothering me so much. I really want you to assist me in this particular one. BTV. Sir, I'm in part of the media team for Biafra. Yes. And I've been attending meeting for BTV, the collection of the media. And I must be honest with you, I know my colleagues may say, why did I come up open? But we are stretched not by, it seems like there are certain things bothering us and we don't have solution. And I have to ask you, sir, how do we make BTV viable? Because even if it's a YouTube...
Don't go too far. Don't go too far. Okay. Don't go too far. We are doing something... You're in South Africa, is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Then don't worry. We'll just wait and see. We'll just watch and see what's going to happen to BTV.
Okay, sir.
BTV will be the most popular television station in the whole of Africa.
Amen.
So don't worry about that. We know what we are doing. We know what... Okay. You see, the thing about this generation is that we understand where our fathers made their... They were forced into making some mistakes between 67 and 70 because they never prepared. Now we have time to prepare. And we are going to do it slightly differently and you will see the result. BTV will be the most watched television station in the whole of... I didn't say in Biafra land or in Nigeria or in West Africa. I said the whole of Africa, BTV will be number one very soon. As Radio Biafra is all over the world right now.
Yes.
Go ahead. Your third. Okay. I've answered the second one. I will answer the first one. I've answered the second. Third one, please.
The third one is about 3 weeks or so ago on your broadcast, sir. You said there will be a call who will come from somewhere to the elders. Now you are aware that we don't have an elder. So I hope you have the right number to give whoever that will call. Because if that number goes to Nayangwood, you know the answer. So I hope you know the particular, and whoever that will call that number know. Because when you use that word, the elder, some people will be doing press up thinking they are elder. You know we don't have elder. I hope that you are one of that. Maybe if you say elder, you are the only elder we know. Few that you know is our elder. If you don't know them as elder, we don't know them too. So that's my question, sir.
Thank you very much. And it will not happen. I know the numbers that we gave. Those that we referred to people who were asking in America, we gave them the telephone numbers of men of honor and integrity, those who will not sell us out. We cannot go to Ohaneze or go to Modo after killing us. Then you want us to go to him. What is he going to do for us? It's not going to do anything for us. And coming to your first question, the only way that Nigeria became the giant of Africa was because of the oil and gas coming from Biafra land. And they wanted to give us the impression that this is the most populous black nation in the world because they were hiding something. The British were hiding something. They were using Nigeria, darkness, the name of darkness, to cover light, which is Biafra. It's just a game that they're playing. Because I've said this for nearly 10 years now. They believe, some people, those in the occultic realm, they believe that the coming of Biafra will signify the end of the world as we know it. So they had to bring that name Niger to give it to an area encompassing also Biafran people, so that they are thinking that darkness will suppress the light. That is why in a place where you have Biafra, which is light, you have the name Niger over it. And I tell you, it's the giant of Africa. Everybody knows it's useless. Go and look at the list of the fastest growing economies in Africa. They didn't even make the 11th position. That is how useless they are. But as forces of darkness are working over time, so also is Satan himself. They are working over time to blind our people to the truth and to the reality. Nigeria is not a giant, has never been a giant, and will never be a giant. It is a complete and absolute failure. Thank you very much for calling. BTV is going to be very strong all over the world. That the world will know how powerful and how determined we are. They are playing with us. They have no idea who we are. And we are going to shock them. We are going to shock them. We are live. You can now drop the line, please. You may drop the line if you may. you may drop the line if you may. Thank you very much for calling. Does it mean that iPhone is not that strong or what? Every little thing will just crash. Just multiple calls coming in and it crashes. That is dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. All fancy, expensive and fancy for no reason. Unbelievable. I'm disappointed in iPhone. Disappointed, honestly speaking. The caller on the line, can you hear me? Your name and where you're calling from, if you may. Can you hear me? Turn your system down. Turn your system down. You call us back. I have no time to waste. Turn your system down if you want to call us. I have a caller on the phone. Can you hear me? The caller on the phone, can you hear me? The call has failed. The call has failed. Honestly speaking, I am disappointed in iPhone. Heavily disappointed. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir.
Then your name and where you're calling from.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
My name is Onajite Higo.
And where are you calling from?
Yeah. I'm calling from Germany.
And where are you from? Back in...
Can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you. Where are you from back home? I know you're calling from Germany, but where do you come from? Your village.
Okay, I am Urobo, partly Urobo and partly Ijos Biafra.
Wonderful. Please go ahead. The world is listening. Go ahead.
Mazi, I actually want to appreciate what you have been doing for us. And I want to appreciate the leaders of our people. That is the leader of IPOB leadership. I want to appreciate them also for bringing us together and for making every one of us, especially we from the coastal part, for we to realize who we are, for we to realize our background, for we to realize our identity. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very, very much, and thank you for calling. This is the type of calls I want to take. We are all Biafran people. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? Your name and where you're calling from, if you may, please.
I'm calling from, my name is Okechukwu Nolom. I'm calling from Indonesia.
From Indonesia, the whole world is listening. Please go ahead. The world now listen to you. Go ahead, please.
I am very, very happy to hear your voice and also speaking directly to you today for being there for us and making us to know who we are, also to open our eyes and make the whole world to know what we are passing through over there in Nigeria.
Well, you're in Indonesia now, is that correct? Were you part of those that brought that useless the zoo embassy down yesterday? Because I commended them.
Well, we're trying to join up on that movement, but in our group on IPOP, we have an order not to join that movement because we are not permitted to do so. But everything that happened there, I know all about it.
Very good. Very, very good, because I commended those of them that went out there to do this marvelous work. Marvelous, marvelous work. Because as I speak, the zoo is collapsing. They are the laughing stock of the whole world. They are. Thank you very much for calling. I thank you for calling.
Yeah.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Are we going? Of course we do. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? Your name and where you're calling from? The caller on the phone, I've taken your call. Your name and where you're calling from.
Hello.
What is your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Mazi. I'm calling from Libya.
From Libya. Please go ahead. The world is listening. Go ahead.
I'm the National Financial Secretary in Libya.
I hope you are not involved in the trafficking of our women, as some idiots who are in Turkey are doing.
God forbid, Mazi. God forbid.
Thank you very much.
In such a business, please.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Mazi, I really thank you for what you have been doing, but please allow me to call you this name. I want to, like I told some of my friends, that you are a God sent. You are Saint Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Please go ahead.
So, sir, please, I really thank you, and I really thank God for God giving us somebody like you. So, please, my contribution here is what is happening in the zoo. Men are falling. So, my brother, please, what can we do to save our brothers in the zoo?
We are doing.
No.
Wait. I understand what people are passing through. You will speak in a minute. What we are doing, we are not going to make public, because once we make it public, there are desperate people. There are those who were fathered by Fulani people during the war. There are those who don't. There is paternity test now all over the place. That's the new craze, paternity test. If we conduct a DNA test in our land, you will find out that 100% of every saboteur and those that will carry our information to the enemy, they were fathered by people who are not. Their father is not Biafran. I'm telling you the truth. So that's the way it is. Once we make it public what we are going to do, believe you me, some people will go out and start seeking to make money of it. If people like Ohaneze, who seemingly are well-fed people, so they claim, can be traitors and saboteurs, how much, less, I should say, about people who are hungry. So we have to be very, very careful. Please go ahead and continue what you were saying.
Okay, sir. So, please, I believe that Biafra is worth dying for. So, because wherever, let me speak it in Igbo language, Mazi, because Oyibo na make okoro. Let me not call Ndugu. Fulani na cho. I believe very soon na haga afukwane ya. And the ayin men here be ready anytime, any day, because Hana Jumona Simona Umunna ya nebu kelo iha da inwerike form something like let's assume volunteers eba gawo ugodo no say tata mo echi that men here when we so many men who will be like, let me not speak mind of every other person, let me speak my mind. Anytime, any day, I'm ready to die for Biafra. I'm ready to now because at times I don't like watching me send the gas on a platform, because once I'm watching it, I will be sharing tears. The other day I'm watching this woman, somebody's sister, our sister, for God's sake. So Biafra is worth dying for.
Just wait where you are. Wait where you are for a minute. Stay where you are. Stay on the line for a minute, because it is very, very important that we get to the bottom of this. Now, there are people who are saying, work with the governors, work with Ohaneze, work with Pandev, work with everybody, do this and all, do that. Now, I'm asking you a question. In which part of the world will you have elders and one of their daughters were butchered, her body parts strewn all over the place, yet they have not said anything, yet there is no single word of condemnation of what the Fulanis have done? Instead, they are giving them land. Instead, they are selling land to them to continue the killing, the raping of our own mothers, defiling our land, defiling our mothers. I don't understand it. I have never seen such useless people ever in my life. And these are the people that you want the noble IPOB to work with. People that when their own daughters are being raped and butchered, out of cowardice, they say nothing. And if you rise up to do something, they will connive with the enemy to kill you. What sort of men are these, I ask? I don't sleep at night. I keep pondering and I keep asking, where did God get these people from and put them in our land? From where did the likes of Nnamdi come from? That your own daughter is being killed, not just raped and killed, but her body dismembered. They cut off her leg, they cut out her breast, strewn it all over the place. And you claim you are an elder. Oh my God in heaven, these people don't deserve to live, I'm telling you. They don't deserve to live.
Honestly, my saint, we have no elders in Neighborland. I have to tell you the truth. Honestly, we have no elders. But the only love they have, that we are just waiting for you to give. I'm going to not also 1 week or 2 weeks. You go there. You go there. I go to film for 2 weeks. I go to on them. At least we start from that. We start from our elders. If you all go in the Fulani, I be go to the elders. I you go to not 2 weeks. You go there. You command there. I'm going to leave this Libya down to Biafra land because my land worth dying for. I'm not happy anymore.
It's very, very sad. Very, very sad indeed. Very, very sad indeed. Extremely sad. Extremely sad. There are people who are calling and calling. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for calling. Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much. There are some people, if the lines permit, there are some people I'm going to have to call myself. Let me take this call. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? The world is listening. He is not serious. He is not serious. Not at all. There are some people that I may have to call. There are some people that I may have to call. But I'm so disappointed with iPhone. Honestly, it's just rubbish. iPhone is just name. Pure rubbish. I'm telling you. Pure nonsense. It doesn't do the work it's supposed to do. It's all hype and name. It doesn't do nothing. Absolutely nothing. Please, I want to be able to return certain calls. Please do bear with me. I want to be able to return. Unbelievable. What is this? Oh my goodness. It is everywhere. It is everywhere. People, they call, the amount of calls coming in is just way too much. Way too much. They call on the phone. Can you hear me? For the last time, the caller on the phone. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, your name and where you're calling from. I can hear you. Your name and where you're calling from, please. Can you hear me? No. She cannot hear me. Unfortunately, she is not able to hear me. She's not able to hear me. The calls are so numerous that I cannot for the life of me be able to tell that even this, I don't know what else to do, to be honest, because the calls are just flooding in, and it's not even the system, the iPhone itself can't even cope, can't cope. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. My name is Uma from Miracle, calling from India.
Uma from Miracle from India. Please walk away from your system. Walk away from your system, please, and speak to us.
My name is Uma from Miracle. I'm calling from India.
Then go ahead, please.
Yeah, I can hear you.
No, he is listening via his system, and that is very sad. It's a no-no for us. Once you do that, you're finished. You're gone. We won't talk to you again. The caller on the phone, your name and where you're calling from, please. No, they are still waiting to hear their own voice. Unbelievable. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
What is your name and where are you calling from? Stop waiting to listen from your system.
Okay, I'm calling from India. My name is Uma from Miracle.
Yes, go ahead. Oh dear me. And that ends. Let me take this call. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? The caller on the phone, can you hear me? They are all waiting. Everybody is waiting for their voice to come out. They want to hear it on their system before they can. Oh no, I shouldn't have. Let me go back to this very caller and get them to try to speak to us if they are serious. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Yeah, hello, good morning, sir. Good morning, Chief, my great leader.
Please, good morning. Ifeanyi, go ahead.
My name is Ifeanyi Chukwu. I reside in Libya, Benghazi. I'm National Zonal Coordinator, Benghazi, Libya, sir.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
So I really thank you, and I pray that Chukwu Kabiama will keep on blessing you for the good work you're doing for us.
You say, I'm blessing you.
I have no question, but I just want to thank you so much because, in fact, I don't know what we would have done without you, Mazi Nnamdi Okukalo. We thank you so much. And sir, please, I want you to know that we in Libya, we IPOB, sir, we are really working hard in order to meet up with IPOB expectations, sir. Thank you very much, sir. May God keep on strengthening you and your family.
He said, and bless you too. Bless you too. There are some people that I am going to call. There are some people, when I call you with a different line, please, I feel sorry because there are so many callers on the line they can't get through. So if you're lucky, I will randomly pick out your number and I will call you. Please do not distribute this very number, or maybe I can change it afterwards today at some point. Please, I am going to call some of you. I am going to call some of you, and when I do so, please do not give away nor distribute this very number, because some of you, I can see you want to get through, but you cannot. Some of our mothers want to get through, but they cannot, and we want to do something about it. It is very, very difficult. This is the height of multitasking, doing multiple things at the same time. I am trying to see if they can take the call. This one doesn't understand that I am the one calling. I'm the one calling. I am going to say that this is Radio Biafra. So they will know I'm the one calling, so they can pick up. They should stop trying very desperately to call. Let me take this the caller on the line, can you hear me? The caller on the line, can you hear me for the last time? No, they're wasting time. The caller on the line, can you hear me? Your name and where you're calling from?
Mazi, good morning, sir.
Good morning to you. You're very sharp. I like people who are very sharp, please. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Adekunle Chidebere.
Adekunle Chidebere. Adekunle and Chidebere. Is everything okay? Adekunle Chidebere. One person. Is everything all right?
Yeah, my dad is a Yoruba. My mom is from Anambra.
Wonderful. May Chukwu Kikabiama bless you. You're one of us. So when I say I have Yoruba cousins, you are one of them. Chidebere, Adekunle, thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Mazi, I'm very happy to call you today. I've been looking for a way to hear your voice or even see you.
I'm very, very happy that we have our own people, our flesh and blood inside the Yoruba land. Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Please, I want to ask some question.
Yes, go ahead.
I don't know why the issue of this Biafra.
Yes, go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, the call on the line, please. Yes, you go ahead. I'm listening. You go ahead. Sorry?
Are you with me, sir?
I'm hearing you. Chidebere, go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead.
Are you with me?
I am listening to you. Go ahead.
I don't know why anybody...
Chidebere, can you hear me? It's the Zoo Network. Zoo Network has taken place. I have a caller on my other line. Please, your name and where you're calling from, if you may. Can you hear me?
Good morning. Yeah, good morning, sir.
Good morning to you. Please, your name and where you're calling from?
Biafra.
From Biafra land. And what is your name?
Beth from Biafra. Yeah. My name is Beth.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead. We are listening.
I'm so happy to hear your voice. I'm so happy to thank you, to talk to you. I don't have any question. I'm just so enlightened. I'm just so happy. Oh my God. May God bless you. May God bless you. May God bless you. I'm so happy to talk to you this morning. I'm so happy for all you do for us. I'm so happy. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm so happy.
Thank you very much. Thank you for calling. Our lines are open. All those questions, all those questions, I want to answer them today. I want to answer them. Your name and where you're calling from, the caller on the line, please. Can you hear me?
Mazi?
Yes, please.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
My name, I can hear you. My name is, good morning, Mazi. My name is Nnamdi. We're calling from Anambra, Biafra land.
Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Mazi, I don't have any question. Mazi, I love what you are doing.
Thank you.
Continue to play.
He said,
protect you.
He said,
give you more strength, give you more insight, give you more understanding, give you more power. Biafra must come. There's nothing anybody can do about it. Bible said that gate of hell cannot prevail. We know we have many enemies. Enemies are in the west, are in the south, are in the north, they are everywhere. But the power of God is above all. May God protect you. I love you. I love you. I love your family. I love your standard.
Thank you very much.
Without you, I'm going to by now. By now, I can't go
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Mazi, in this course, you lost your father and the mother. What else again? May God bless you. Thank you so much.
He said, thank you very, very much. Thank you very much. These are the type of people that every day when I wake up, I thank Chukwukika Biama for them because they are conscientious. They understand. Good morning to you from here. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
This is one from there. I'm calling from India, from Ebonyi State.
You're from Ebonyi State. You are in India. Please go ahead.
Okay, I want to say a very big thank you for your work.
Your line is very faint. It's very, very faint. We cannot proceed. It is very, very faint. We cannot proceed. People are calling from all over the world. From all over the world. Once you call, endeavor to turn down your system and listen to us. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Hello, good morning, Mazi.
Good morning to you. Turn your system down, please. Turn it down.
Afamo Samuel Chukwu Nnamdi from Holland.
From Holland, thank you very much. Go ahead.
Yeah. Nsika nke na-ego na ọlụ ọma niile na-alụ n'ote n'elu alụ ote na nji na-efolo. Nsika nke na-ego na Chukwu ya agwaghị ume dugidoro nye ego ndụ ti zọta dịzi Biafra.
Ise?
Fensi ka ntụnye nsịkwa otu ife nchọrọ ịjụta ka mmalụ ebe ntumesi nwee contact with IPOB in Netherlands here in Holland.
Yes, you should call one of our inquiry lines. Go to my page on Facebook, you scroll down, you will see the inquiry lines, and let me see if I have it here right in front of me so I can repeat it. This is the number to call if you wish to be part and parcel of IPOB family. It is very, very straightforward. Do bear with me and I will get it in a short while and I'll give it to you. The number to call is +61. Basically, it will be on my page. I'm going to post this on my page in a minute. Please, can somebody post all the contact details and inquiry lines, please? I'll give it to you anyway. +61.
Okay.
434.
61.
434. 29.
Yeah. 29.
47.
47.
45.
45.
That is the number.
Okay.
Call that number and somebody will give you all the details of our coordinators, which we cannot make, open for the whole world to know live on air. And they will give it to you. You will call them and you go and join the family meeting in Holland. And once this whole corona restriction is over, I will be in Holland to preach this very gospel in a town hall meeting. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much for calling. And may Chukwukika Biama continue to guide and sustain you. I want people to call to ask questions. Some people said that they are not Jewish. Not everybody is. Not all of us can be. Please, I've said it many times, and I have the proof to substantiate everything that I say. Everything that I tell you is gospel, truth from heaven. Not all of us. Some of us are from some of us are from Ijekebe, some are from Bende, some are from Ekoi, some are from Ejagam. Some of us, we have all these Anyama. Some of us, we come from different places in the land of Biafra. All we are making a kukunasi Namba ndi iche na asu n'olu kama asu ude oburofu. I have said it before. We are not one people. But Elohim brought us together under Biafra. That is why I said, even in Igbo language, if you talk about, I think I was, I saw something that was quite interesting on Facebook. People were, how would you greet somebody when you see them? Some will say, "Ke twimere, ke kede." We will say, how do we say it? Or something of that sort. So there are different people, we speak the same language, but it means different things to different people. If you go to Nsukka and hear Nsukka people speaking, you won't understand them. If you come to my village and I'm speaking Ibeku dialect, you won't understand me, I assure you. But in that same one, you have a Homo. If a Homo speaks deep or Homo, you will not be able to understand them. I want us to get this thing into. I don't want us to project our jealousy of a people into where they come from. No. If you want to know, in fact, I'm going to make it compulsory that everybody will visit Arochukwu and everybody will go to Umueri and Aguleri. You must go to understand part of your history. After going to Umueri and Aguleri, I want you to go to Unri. And when you go to Unri, go and look for the Adama of Unri. These are the custodians of the truth. He is not Yeseri. No, I'm not saying that. These are men who are custodians, truthful men. Go to the Adama of Unri. And you know who you are. I don't want to get upset about this. We are Biafrans. We are supposed to be reasonable. We are led by evidence, not sentiment. Not greed, not envy, not jealousy. As an average IPOB person, you are led by the evidence in front of you. Incontrovertible. If we present something to you that you have difficulties or issues with, present a counter argument. When I want to demolish the zoo, I just don't say, what they are doing is not true. No, I look for a superior counter argument to destroy whatever nonsense they are concocting. That's how we are going to debate in the new Biafra. We're not going to debate like blind people. Oh, I don't agree. The question is, why don't you agree? You don't say, oh, I don't agree because I don't agree. It makes no sense. We want to be able to learn here. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I am the one that needs to be corrected or to be put on the path of the straight and the narrow. You present your evidence before me. Then I will follow you. It is called submitting to superior argument. Anything I say, anything somebody else says that you disagree with, present a counter superior argument. Never dismiss anybody without presenting something that is superior to what they are saying. That is the new Biafra that we want. Not the Biafra of dummies. Oh, I know go agree. Oh, I know go agree. Why don't you agree? You don't know why you don't agree. Please, I want us to build a viable civilization. And the only way we are going to build that is by interrogating what we say. I am not saying that asking questions is not a good thing. It is a very good thing. Somebody has been trying to call. I will endeavor to try and call them back. This line is jammed. I'm telling you the truth. iPhone is rubbish. It is absolute garbage. Rubbish. Rubbish. Multiple calls and it crashes. And there are other phones I'm using here. People call and call and call. The lines are still strong and active. Like this one that I'm picking now. They call on the phone. Can you hear me?
Hello, Mazi, I can hear you. Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Yeah, my name is Chisom Ihukumere.
Ihukumere, thank you very much.
I'm from Iguacha in Biafra land.
Iguacha is our capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah. I'm very pleased. I'm very pleased to hear from you this morning. And I say, may Chukwu Kikabe Ameke Karo will be with you and guide you.
He said,
my leader, I agree to, and I say, those that keep you and you are doing this work, we are praying for you here in Iguacha. We are doing the needful. We will make sure that we will follow you to the end and Biafra will come at last.
He said,
I'm happy to hear from you this morning. And I say, may Chukwu Kikabe make a be with you and give you the strength, wisdom, and understanding. At the end, Biafra will come to the glory of Chukwu Kikabe.
He say, watching a cable. He say. Thank you very, very much. He just prayed. I have a caller on the line. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Hello, Mazi. Good morning.
Good morning to you. The caller from USA stay on the line. Please go ahead.
My name is Chedozi. I'm calling from Noida, India.
From India, thank you very much. The world is listening.
Yes.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, Mazi, I must say that every Biafran has a right to appreciate you for what you are doing for us, and you're a messiah to us, because even personally, every Biafran should be learning from what you are teaching us to apply on our daily lives. Because we are kind of making a correction to our personal lives, not only about Biafra restoration, but a life after Biafra restoration. You understand? So I want to really appreciate you with this time, and also encourage you to do more for us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You are very kind. Our people are very kind. These are those that I remember. And I know that this work we are doing is not in vain. I have a caller on the line who has patiently been waiting. I believe you're calling from Ghana. Is that correct?
My name is Arun. I'm calling from Ghana.
From Ghana. Thank you very much. The world is listening. Please go ahead.
Mazi, actually, because without you, all the Biafrans, I'm able to issue the higher number one. Because,
go ahead.
Religion. When I just say this Muslim, because the Muslim not the whole world, all Muslim problem, not the whole world. When I say Biafra, I allow the Muslim can build their mosque in Biafra land. Hello?
There will be mosques everywhere, including Biafra land. There will be, because you cannot stop people from worshiping. They may worship in their homes, but every building, every dimension will be determined by the state, because there will be freedom of worship. So people are allowed to worship.
Perhaps he put the problem in the moment, but in our future, in our children, by then we do another problem in our land Biafra. Now that you say
yes, you must allow them. You must allow everybody to worship whoever and whomever they wish to worship. We cannot interfere. It is between that person and his or her God, and nothing to do with the state. The faith that I practice is something that is unique to myself, between me and my God. I'm not seeking for validation from anybody else. The same way we are not allowed to intrude upon people's belief or faith. So they can be in Biafra land, but they have to abide by the rules and the laws of the land. That's how it's going to be.
Okay, Mazi, can you come down about women? You're all in Kenya. Can you go there again?
He said, thank you very, very much. Thank you very much. We are trying to connect. Our sister is pleading from Italy, saying, please, I want to speak. Can you try and call me? We are going to do the best we can. But at the same time, we are trying to see if we can get people to speak to us via Skype. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you, sir.
Please, your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Jenny. I'm calling from Italy.
From Italy, please go ahead.
I just want to appreciate you, what you are doing, because my husband is from Anambra. So I just want to appreciate you. May the good Lord want to continue to bless you. Anyone that wants to stand against this agitation, God will put them down in the mighty name of Jesus.
He said.
According to the book of Isaiah 54, verse 17. No weapon fashioned against you will ever prosper.
He said.
Every tongue that will rise against you shall be condemned.
He said.
Anywhere they are gathered against this Biafra, they will scatter in the mighty name of Jesus.
He said,
may the good Lord continue to bless you, sir.
He
I
said,
appreciate everything you are doing.
Thank you.
Be blessed.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much for your wonderful prayers. I thank you very much for that. We have callers all over the place. In fact, here we have over how many missed calls? I think people should abandon WhatsApp and call direct, please, on that number that I gave you. My goodness me. Maybe this is better. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, please. Your name and where you're calling from?
I am living it from Enugu State.
Enugu, thank you very much. And where are you based? Are you calling from Biafra land?
No, I'm calling from Nasarawa State.
From Nasarawa, thank you very much. And what are you still doing there? In Nasarawa, are they not killing people there?
No, they are not killing people here.
Okay, very good. I think that maybe Nasarawa is they are baggy people. They are not Fulani. Go ahead, please.
Sir, I want to thank God for what you have been doing for us, how you have been fighting for our freedom. And also, I want to comment to those people that used to make some comment concerning what he said the other day. Because I know that what he said that there must be a freedom worship, and some people misunderstand you.
Yes.
Some people misunderstand you by saying that if Biafra was given, that you will convert everybody to Jewish.
What happened? His line is off, but I know what he's trying to say, and I'll finish it for him. What he's trying to say is that people don't listen. Most black people don't listen. And on top of not being able to listen, they don't reason. There will be freedom of religion, the same way it has been with the Asians. And I made a simple, I alluded to a phenomenon that we have in our land. And I keep asking you, the deity you have in your village, is it the same deity they have in the other village? I'm asking. Some have a deity called Atan. And some have one called Agalabalajala in the one Chokoneze deity. Has anyone come to your village to stop you from offering sacrifices at the shrine or the altar of these deities that you worship? Is Atan and Chokoneze, are they the same deity? I don't know why people cannot reason. I said there will be freedom of religion. You can worship a snake if that is what tickles your fancy. You can worship a spider if that is what will bring you salvation. You can worship an earthworm, if that is what gives you succor and joy. Why don't you understand that? Are people that daft? They don't reason? I said that Biafra land will be built upon the 10 commandments of God of heaven, the Lord of hosts. And I make no apologies for that. Israel is a Jewish state. In Israel, there are mosques. In Israel, there are churches. And Israeli Defense Force protect all these places. In Saudi Arabia, the seat of Islam, I believe they now have churches in some areas. In Kuwait, there are churches. In Oman, there are churches. In Malaysia, there are churches. In Indonesia, there are churches. They've not killed them. In the United States of America, there are mosques. So what is wrong with black people? They cannot reason very well. Any idiot who is bored will come online and start talking rubbish about religion. They don't understand. Because they are stupid and they are very daft. How many in our land do you think that Biafrans are people you can go to and force them to stop doing what they are doing without a compelling reason? That means you don't know Biafra then. That means you don't even know who you are. Why do you think IPOB is formidable? Did we kill anybody? Did we force anybody? Very soon we shall have the largest standing army in the whole of Africa. Is it by force? Is it not volunteering? People volunteer because we are reasonable people. When you convince somebody with a superior argument, they submit to that argument until they find the superior one. These are who we are. These are the people that we are. Not people you can lead sheepishly, and it's impossible. Have you ever heard anybody who practices Judaism going out to force you to worship the God of heaven? I have said it time and time again that every religion comes from one God, indivisible God of heaven. I've said it before. Why don't people actually understand? Who doesn't believe in God in this world? Even the deity in your village, you're praying to, you're asking your deity to please talk to God for you. Even that snake you're looking at, you're asking that snake to talk to God for you. If you're a Christian, you're praying and you're for Jesus Christ to intercede, to beg God Almighty. Or you're asking the Virgin Mary to pray to God. If you're in Islam, you're asking Muhammad to please beg God for you. Everybody calls that one God. Everybody. And you're telling me that we come from Biafra land where we have Tamuno, where we have Abase, where we have Olisa, where we have Chupu. Everybody agrees. And you're telling me to build a nation outside who we are. Our name is Umuchuku. Oh, please, people should stop being very foolish. Let me go to the caller on the phone. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? I am now coming to you. I've put you on hold. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Please go ahead, your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Mazi Chadi Kobi Eze. I stay in Libya, but my state, I'm calling from Libya. I'm from Enugu, Biafra land.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Please permit me to speak in our beautiful language, that is Igbo.
No, you can speak English, so speak in English. The world is listening. It's not just Igbo people listening. The whole of Biafra is listening. The whole world is listening. Speak English, please. No matter how you speak it, but speak English. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I use this opportunity to thank you, my reader. I really appreciate the good work you are doing. Even I'm here in Libya, and I try my best to open a IPOB family. I am the national coordinator. I say Michuko Klobioma guide you and protect you wherever you are going, my reader. That's what I have to say this morning.
Thank you very much, and you're very kind. We have IPOB family even in Libya. I have somebody who has been waiting on the phone. The caller on the phone, I presume you're calling from the UK. Your name, please, and your precise location, if you may.
Yes, thank you very much. My name is Bishop Chikwendo Elowa. Actually, I'm Monya Kulaga Afaruku, but I live in the UK, you know.
Wow.
So I just want to use this opportunity to appreciate you, my brother Enke. You know, I just want to say that you're doing very well. First of all, accept my condolences over the death of His Royal Highness and Lolo. You know, it's a sad situation. Then on where we are, I just want to let you know that what you're doing, in fact, at some point I describe it as what Napoleon cannot do. You know, what you're doing is something that people have dared to do it, but they could not go a step further. You know, and all the people you see as enemies, people who are trying to, put stud on what you're doing, I tell you, it is sheer envy, because they were not able to even move a step ahead of what you're doing. But I equally want to say that we are not, in fact, everyone is a Biafran, even though they might not be members of IPOB and all that. People are Biafrans in their minds all over. They have something. Anytime you mention Biafra, to be honest, everybody is just like, what is Nnamdi Kanu gonna do today? That is what they are looking at. But you must remain focused. You must remain. Nobody should, by any chance, make you to leave your focus. You must remain resolute, just like your language. Remain resolute. Your eye must always be on the ball. You know. Then, in Nigeria, as it stands today, or Niger area as it stands today, I tell you, anyone who is telling you restructuring, they are the real enemies of Nigeria.
And please, my brother, tell them who you are. What is your title again? As you said from the beginning.
My name is Bishop Chikwendo Elowa.
Are you an Islamic bishop?
No, I'm a Christian.
Are you a bishop of traditional religion?
No, I am a Christian.
Are you a Jewish bishop?
I am a Christian.
Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. So, the point here is that anyone telling you about restructuring, because the point where Nigeria is today is at the point where everybody, it is either we come down to agree on how to live in that country, or anything else is division. Let us go our separate way and see how far we can, live this life. I was born in that country, raised in that country, schooled in that country. In fact, the state of Nigeria today wasn't what it was when we were born. We were having that spirit of one Nigeria at that time, because at some point, the treatment wasn't as bad as it is today. It is now so bad that we must have to sit down, talk about it, resolve it, or part our ways. So I'm tapping at your back to say, you are not accepting anything less than Biafra if there is no way to make sure that we have an equal stake in that country. Let there be Biafra. Please, my brother, more feathers to your wing. Chineke ga-ịgbago ezigbote ume ị na-aga n'ihu ya na-eme n'azụ gụwa ga-anọrọ n'ihu ya na-eme n'ihu ga-anọrọ n'azụ ọ dịgo ihe mmadụ ọbụla m pụrụ ime mmadụ akwela aghọta ihe m na-ekwu. So I'm just asking God to continue to give you this strength to carry on.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much. A brother and a bishop. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? Yes, please. Yes, your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, my name is Prince Harrison Azu. I'm calling from Lome, Togo.
From Lome. From Abreba, thank you very much.
Togo.
Yes, go ahead.
Our Mazi, I'm very, very happy to speak to you this morning. When you can English in the joke, that the Lord will bless you.
Yes, sir.
And the Lord will give you the power to carry on in this different situation. Because I'm going to hear people say in the Fulani, Daddy, I'm very, very happy to speak with him. Oh my God. The Lord will protect your family, and the Lord will guide you and your family.
Yes,
the Lord, the true of God, bless you and protect you. No weapon fashioned against you shall prosper.
Yes, sir.
I pray that no weapon fashioned against you shall prosper.
Yes, sir.
If I plan them against you, they will not succeed.
Yes,
I'm telling you.
Yes, sir.
My pastors, one lawyer, all those cases them happen. Nobody want to come out, but you only go, only you that come out to save our lives. I pray that everybody that against you, they must die. They will never succeed.
Yes, sir.
I'm telling you.
Yes, sir.
They will not succeed. Biafra must come.
You say?
Biafra must come.
Of course it must come.
I'm telling you, Biafra must come.
Yes.
Thank you, our lovely daddy.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, my dear brother. Thank you very, very much. Anybody who is fighting against us, you are wasting your time. You are wasting your time. You can never ever. People wrap envy and jealousy in criticism. Say, oh, we are trying to be critical. But all they are doing is exhibiting their envy, or should I say their enviousness, their jealousy, and the fact that they are not Nnamdi Kanu. You cannot be me. You cannot be born in Afara. I come from Afara. You know what that means. And incidentally, Biafra came to me. I didn't go to Biafra. Biafra came to Opulishiogwe, where my ancestors come from. It is not something that the jealousy of people is expected. I love it, actually. That goes to show we are doing something right. That is why they try to twist everything that we say. If we say it's black, they say, oh, no, it's white. I saw something that some people were circulating. You will not believe it. You won't believe it. I'll try and see if I can find and read it to you. They said I'll read it out in the open to tell you what some Igbo people, how desperate they are and what they have been doing abroad and how Elohim has been disgracing them comprehensively. You know what they wrote? They said, listen, what they are writing, they said it's restricted. There is a 2020 report by the United States Commission for International Religious Freedom, which in the Nigerian section expressly named IPOB as one of the entities levying attacks on places of worship in Nigeria. IPOB, we are attacking. You know what? When bribery meets corruption, meets envy, and they meet jealousy, it's a concoction of evil. We are going to deal with the fools. Do you know that anytime I advertise that I'm going to a particular country, Igbo people, Igbo, 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 they will write to that country. They will connive with the government of the zoo to deny me entry into that country. They told Canada the same thing. Canada told them to go to hell. I traveled to Canada and I went back into the United States of America. That's what they do. Oh, we are fighting. I'm asking you, you claim you are fighting for your people. How come you have not done any live video? You have not given any interview on the fact that your people are being killed. Can't you see the bodies of dead men and women littering everywhere? And I don't know what happened to our people that we can no longer reason as we used to do in the olden days. I have no idea what is wrong with us. Somebody says he's a leader of you. He wants to lead you. And he walked past a corpse of an 18-year-old girl raped and killed by Fulani. And when he arrived at the interview, the first thing he talked about is, I don't like the way Nnamdi Kanu is doing it, but he walked past a dead body killed by Fulani that Nnamdi Kanu is fighting against. And when I see, that is one thing I like about Sabotua is this. Sabo, they know themselves, they gravitate towards one another. Sabotuas, they always converge around one another, making it easier for us to destroy them in one go. They are still congregating, but they can never succeed, can they? I have a caller on the other line. Can you hear me? The caller on the line, can you hear me? Your name and where you're calling from, please. Your name and where you're calling from, if you may. It has come again. Good morning, my dear sister. I want to get you on speaker if they will let me. If they will let me, just bear with me, please. I want to get you on speaker. This is astonishing. Can you hear me? Please be. Oh my goodness. iPhone is useless. Absolutely useless. Useless. Absolutely useless. They can't even wait. The calls are too much, I'm afraid, and I cannot be able. Somebody showed it to me, taught me how to stop all these calls from interrupting the one I'm on, but apparently it's not working. I tried it, it's not working. The calls are too much. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm still waiting, Mazi.
Thank you very much. I've been able to get you on speaker. Please tell us your name and where you're coming from.
Okay. Good morning, Mazi. My name is Njideka Biafra. I'm calling from Biafra land.
Thank you very much. Go ahead. We are listening.
Thank you, Mazi. Honestly, my heart is full of joy for what you have been doing for us. I'm so grateful. I pray that may Chukwu Abiyama keep you alive for us in the name of Yaheshua. So what I want to say is that I don't know, like all these people that have killed and run out of Biafra land, some have been in prison, and you know how Nigerian government works. They don't have law. What are we going to do when Biafra come? Are they going to go back in prison so that in their next word they will never dream of killing a human being like them?
Anybody we will review every case that is pending, because we also know that Nigeria, the zoo itself, as you quite rightly pointed out, they have no laws. So every pending case of every convicted prisoner will be reviewed when Biafra is restored. Those who are guilty will serve out their sentences, and those who are innocent will be set free. That's what we're going to do. And we are also going to return every Biafran imprisoned anywhere in the world. We are going to make sure that we will send an aircraft to every country on this earth where a Biafran is a prisoner, for them to come and serve out their prison sentence in the land of Biafra. Because in Biafra land, our lives will matter. We will have dignity and we will have honor. Thank you very much for calling. Thank you,
Mazi. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful.
You're welcome.
Bye.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. May Elohim continue to bless, sustain, and guide you. We are live and we are direct. With the lines will be closing in the next 5 minutes. In the next 5 minutes, that means we've been on air for nearly 2 hours. Let me go and take this call. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? Your name and where you're calling from, please. Good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you.
My name is Emmanuel Okoro.
And where are you calling from?
From Libya. I'm calling from Libya.
From Libya. Thank you very much. Too many Libyan calls today. What is going on? Please go ahead.
I'm the zonal coordinator in Musrata, Libya. I don't have any question to ask. I just want to appreciate the good work of yours.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Thank you very, very much. We have a caller on the phone. Can you hear me? Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Good morning, sir. My name is Chukuma Chinedu Henry.
And where are you calling from, Chukuma? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Benin Republic.
From Benin Republic. Please go ahead. Benin Republic. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Sir, I just want to thank you for the good work you are doing for Biafrans all over the world. I said, may Chukwu Kikabe guide and protect you.
He said,
I am going to Facebook. I see what so many people have been commenting on Facebook.
What are they saying? I don't like gossip.
No.
What are they saying? Let's touch it here.
No, those of them that is sabotaging what we are doing.
What are they saying? What are they saying? Say it.
No, they are just saying that Mazi said that the pastors are criminals and all these things, and we keep telling them.
Have you been? Did you hear what I said earlier about religion?
Yes, that is what the Yoruba media are just.
Then you ignore them and you move on, because the truth is constant. Remember what our late eternal leader said, Ojukwu. Remember what Ojukwu said?
Yes, sir.
Those things Ojukwu said were the reasons why he wanted Biafra. in 1966 and 67, are they not valid today?
Of course, sir.
Those that fought against Ojukwu, fought against Biafra, are they not suffering today?
Yes, they are suffering.
Do you know why they are suffering?
Yes, sir.
Because truth is constant, it never changes. So it doesn't matter how people lie or twist the truth, eventually people will know the truth. And that truth shall set them free. Until the zoo called Nigeria accepts the truth that Ojukwu spoke in 1966 and 67, they will never find peace. They can dance around, they can do prayer, vigil, all they like. As long as they remain untruthful to a bully conference, they are finished. And that is why they are suffering. I wouldn't want you to spend your time listening to Yoruba gossip. It takes, I wouldn't say Yoruba because I have a cousin, Chidebere, who just called a while ago. The gossip of the Lagos Ibadan Expressway Gota Media. They have nothing else to do. They have nothing important to do. I have a caller on the line. Can you hear me?
Yes. Good morning, sir. Mazi.
Your name and where you're calling from, please.
My name is Chuku Emeka. I'm from Iguano, Abia State, Omahia.
Iguano. Thank you very much. Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Yes, I appreciate the work you are doing. I appreciate the work you are doing. There's one news I hear yesterday. I
thank you very much. No, you are listening to you have your system beside you. And I said that is a no. Please, the caller on the phone, can you hear me?
I'm hearing you, sir.
Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Please, am I speaking with Mazi and Kanu, please?
Of course, who else will you be speaking with? Yes. Go ahead. No, they're wasting time. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you. Your name and where you're calling from?
I can hear you. Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, my name is from
Thank you. Please go ahead.
I want to use this opportunity to thank you very much for the wonderful work I've been doing for Biafra land, because relentless we are moving and we are marching the damnable zoo in the name of Ojukwu Kabiama. I've been following your program since 2012 and everything was moving majestically. And we thank you for doing that for us, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I want to use this opportunity to table a little issue that I saw. I was on the line, going through some profile, and I stumbled a video where Emiyati Allah, one of the representatives on someone of our brother's farm, they have some issues about their grazing in her backyard, in which they are complaining, and the man, Emiyati Allah, was boasting that he was giving an order to graze in anywhere on part of Abia State by the governor and the CP. He mentioned a lot of them, all of our men there. The governor.
Hold on. But when I was telling people many years ago that your governors are the pain you're suffering, that your governors are responsible. So people didn't hear me.
So no, I understand. I believe on it. I'm just trying to make this to understand the whole world to understand. I believe you from the first day. From the first day of your broadcast, I've always been following you up. Even in Warri, that one is later I will call you on that. We'll discuss about that one on Warri. That is where I started following you. I started doing things for IPOB without even joining the family, and I'm still struggling to get the accurate place to join the family. But I was doing with IPOB since Warri.
Very good.
2015. I'm the person that make everything to work out in Warri. In respect of the restoration of Biafra, I understand I believe you understand what I'm saying.
Yes, I do. I know. Go ahead.
So I'll be with you. I've been following it. I'm just trying to see a family that can be very reliable due to the security reasons. But what I want to let you know is that I want to let the whole world to understand that what I've been saying is true, and I want to use this to justify it. Our governors are aware of everything that is happening at the root cause of our problem. When you are trying to make things work out, they have been the ones scattering everything, spoiling everything. They have been the ones killing us. Imagine that woman crying and the man was saying it. claim that if it was Abakaliki, he cannot go there. If there's any good, cannot go there. But as long as Abia State is concerned, they have a right to go anywhere.
The police commissioner in Abia State is busy. She is busy arresting IPOB family members. I want our people to understand the enormity of the mess they are in. I want people to appreciate when we are angry and upset. The reason why we are enraged. A police commissioner will arrest people who are traveling. It's just unbelievable. The governor said you can graze anywhere you like because they promised him vice presidential slot. The commissioner of police, a woman, destroy other. Oh my God! I don't know our people. Now this generation. I mean, I don't know if these people are actually people or not. I don't think so. Honestly, I don't think so. That you have grown-up men, all they do is that they gossip, and Yala is grazing and killing them. They will graze, they will kill, no arrest. You see somebody traveling on the road, you arrest them. You say, "Oh, you look like an IPOB member." They arrest you. And I'm fighting all over the world to get the world to understand what we are going through. And some evil men are busy gossiping. I don't know the God that made. I have no idea what type of God that made them. Thank you very much, my brother, for calling. We have come to the end of the program today. And of course, I don't know, to be honest with you, the time just flew, only 2 hours, and the time just, oh my goodness, just evaporated, just like that. We have come to the end of the program today, and I will endeavor to do this every Friday. Just watch out for the announcement, please. I will try and do this every Friday. We will try and do this every Friday without fail. Maybe, hopefully, then we will be able to try and accommodate more callers. A lot of people are calling. Very many people are calling. But unfortunately, we cannot do anything about it because we have come to the end of the program. And I want to thank each and every one of you that listened, each and every one of you that tuned in. And by way of recap, I want to make it abundantly clear to all and sundry that Biafra restoration is for everybody. There are professional gossipers. There are professional gossipers because we have been able to discover who they are, the fact that they have been fraudulently misleading our people for a very long time. They are not very happy, so they will always inbox you. Expect more inbox from them. That is what they do. That is what they are doing for their new Nigeria. That is what they will always continue to do. They are fighting for the zoo. Their masters were saboteurs during the war. They were traitors even till now. And they will do all they can to derail this unstoppable. We are unstoppable. It doesn't matter what you write, what you say, the gibberish you utter. We are unstoppable. And Biafra will be restored as a result of it. And I'm not going to, if I'm saying this here, if we all work very hard and do as you're told. If you don't do as you're told, by this time next year, we will still be saying the same thing. But if you're strong and you're resolute and you're determined, then victory is ours this year. Because the zoo has no president, no vice. They're doing a party, they're basically doing party politics in the chambers of the National Executive Council, something that is unheard of. It's just like Donald Trump asking the Republican Party to come to White House for a convention. Unheard of. But of course, when you give people who are basically animals the reins of power, this is what you reduce it to. When you give Fulani power, this is what they do. The Attorney General of a federation swearing in an ordinary party chairman. And some of you are waking up and saying we are Nigerians. God save Nigeria. This is our Nigeria we are in. Because all of you have no shame. That is why they are killing black people all over the world. And now they have seen a set of people, IPOB, determined to educate black people all over the world for them to become conscious. What do you have? And the gossipers all over the place inboxing you. Right? They cannot. I have opened the lines. I said anybody can call. I will do the same thing on Friday of next week. If you know that thing, you stop gossiping like a village cockroach. Come out in the open and debate me, so I can obliterate you once and for all. If you claim you're educated, come out. No calls. Come on air. Next, I'm giving you ample notice 1 week. Come on air. When I'm done with you, your wife no longer cook food for you again. My people everywhere. I thank the reasonable, sensible people who understand what we are doing. They have removed us from Facebook, but it's irrelevant, of course. People are listening all over the world. I want to thank you once again for listening to us. I want to thank you for listening to us. In fact, since they have cut me off, let us go back. I want to go back. I want to go back. Let me go back and continue. I want to let Facebook understand how foolish they are. Why are you cutting me off? What for? Others do their Facebook nonsense and nobody complains. Anytime I'm on air, you'll be cutting me off all the time. Why? Radio Biafra is still working. The one on Radio Biafra is still working, but the one on my page is not working. What sort of human beings are this? I am going back on air. We are going back. I'm not going to leave them. Since I wanted to close and they cut me off, I am now going to continue for the next 1 hour. I will continue for 1 hour. I will continue for 1 hour. Yes, for 1 hour more. Since they think they are smart, you can just cut somebody off for no reason. You just cut me off. No, 1 more hour. And as I was explaining, let me allow people to rejoin so I can explain in further what I actually meant. That the zoo is finished. That is why I say that Nigerians are foolish. Anybody supporting one Nigeria hates you. Anybody who is in support of one Nigeria, they despise and they hate you. I wanted to close this program, they mistakenly, because I was trying to let the world understand, let Nigerians, those niggers in a zoo called Nigeria, I want them to understand the mess they are in. I want them to appreciate the enormity of the disaster they have just, should I say, unwittingly walked into. I want the Yorubas to understand the death and mayhem they have brought upon everybody by aligning with the Fulani Janjaweed and bringing this unconscionable government into existence. I want all of you to understand, if you're a Nigerian, if you're a nigger in a zoo, if you're a nigger in a zoo, in the damnable zoological republic, I want you to understand something. The fact that they were able to hold the National Executive Council meeting of APC, ordinary political party, no government in the world has ever done such a thing. Allow me to repeat. Since the inception of democracy by the Igbo people of old, and it went to Greece, it went to Rome, it traveled to all over Europe, and went to America, and now all over the world, democracy. There has, since the beginning of party politics, it is not on record anywhere in human history or living memory that the president or the prime minister of any democratic country that operates a multi-party system hosted his or her political party in the residence of the should I say, the government of that very country. Never done before. What happened yesterday, was it 2 days ago, in the zoo, with Aisha's boyfriend presiding over the national meeting of APC inside the council chambers, inside the chambers of the country, was the day I realized that, believe you me, an average Nigerian, if you say you're a Nigerian, God knows you are worse than death. You are worse than what is thrown out. You're not even an animal. You are lower than an animal. Quote me right. You are lower than an animal. I'm telling you the truth. You don't know that no government is allowed. How can the Attorney General of a federation be swearing in ordinary party chairman? And all of you are quiet, waiting for 2023. That is why Biafra cannot be a part of this nonsense. I don't care what they say. I don't care what they say outside. I don't want to keep Nigeria one, so there will be no wider regional destabilization. Pure rubbish. This nonsense that Britain created in the zoo called Nigeria. Britain, will you allow such nonsense in your own country? Britain, I'm asking you, you lovers of Fulani killers, you love Fulani? The same thing now that this Janjaweed, the Fulani government is doing, will you allow Boris Johnson to hold the Tory party, the Conservative Party meeting inside Downing Street? Will Donald Trump hold Republican Party convention in the Rose Garden of the White House? They will burn him alive with White House if he tries it. But only in the zoo. Because you people are not educated. You Nigerians, you did not go to school. You niggers in the zoo, you did not go to school. You know nothing. All you know to do is to gossip. You know nothing. Your brains are empty. What they have done is sacrilegious. It's a sacrilege. It's a sacrilege. They say some people are in Israel that are facing deportation, which it doesn't have now. I need to help. Who is writing this? Do you know why the person is there in the first place? Nobody can be deported from anywhere unless you have done something wrong. You cannot go to declare asylum. I'm sorry to digress. You can't go to declare asylum with the name Nigeria. And then when they're deporting you, you now remember you're a Biafran. Once you arrive into a country and you want to ask for asylum, tell them I am IPOB, I am a Biafran. That settles the whole case. It's as simple as that. I know that the zoo government is running all over the place, paying huge sums of money to civil servants all over the world of various countries to try to categorize IPOB differently because they have the money. And you know that men are corrupt. White, black, pink, yellow. They're all corrupt. Every ambassador sent to... That is why sometimes they say we're not going to write any favorable recommendation on behalf of IPOB. I said, but I'll keep on saying the truth. Ojukwu spoke the truth. And he lost 5 million of us. Today, that truth is self-evident. So I would say every ambassador you have, the UK High Commissioner to Nigeria, the American ambassador to Nigeria, they are all corrupt. They give them money to write rubbish reports. And I'm not surprised in Israel. I preached this a few days ago. Nobody is going anywhere. Nobody will be deported from anywhere. Once you contact the DOS, our Directorate of State, you are not going anywhere unless you committed something or you have a criminal record, in which case we cannot help you. I have explained what I set out to explain. That Nigerians or Nigerians, nigger people of the zoo, that their brains are empty, all of them, from your chief judge to chief justice to your so-called pseudo-intellectual, yapping rubbish and inboxing garbage to people. Their brains are empty. In Biafra land, when Biafra does come, I am sure that IPOB may dissolve, or people will go and form various political parties. And you are the prime minister, because we won't have any president, you'll be a prime minister. And the prime minister of Biafra, or say the prime minister of Igbo land, or prime minister of Ibibio, or prime minister of Efik, you decide one day that you have the army, you have the police, you can do whatever you like, you can bring your party, you can... we'll burn you with... Inside that building you're in, we'll roast you alive inside that building you're in. God will punish you. That is why we educate our people to know what their rights are. And by the way, in a Biafra, the police will not carry any gun. No. And the army will not come out on the street unless Biafra is under attack. Army cannot be... As an army officer, you cannot dress up in army uniform and come outside the barracks. Impossible. Any day, any time you leave the barracks, you're a civilian. If you make noise, people will handle you outside. In fact, even if you go back to barracks and say, oh, let boys come, let's go and beat them up, you will be locked up and court-martialed. Biafra is going to be civilized. Everything that the zoo is today, Biafra can never be. And we are not going to rely on you to do it. We're not going to say, oh, please be nice now. Oh, please don't be corrupt now. Hey, you are stealing. No. We are going to make our laws in such a way that you cannot steal. We are not going to depend on you to be a nice person, to be a nice leader. No. the laws of the land will make you a nice person by force. Do you know why? Because before you contest to be a prime minister or a legislature, we will know you publish publicly your bank account. It will be on public. We will paste it on notice board everywhere. Every contract in your department will be published in the open. Any day contracts are being awarded, the public will come and observe the tendering process of all the contractors who are tendering. Everything will be in the open. The amount of the contract will be published. Every blessed month, the office of fiscal responsibility will tell the whole nation how much we have borrowed, as it is in America. At Times Square, you see how much America has borrowed, how much interest they are paying to be that way in Biafra land. So when the money is in the open, what are you going to steal? When police are not armed, which police are you going to call to go and shoot somebody that criticized you? It's not going to happen. Because if you even call police to go and do something, police will not respond. And a prime minister of Biafra land or any of the Biafra nations, you can never in your life call police to go and arrest anybody. Never. Now you understand. We are not going to depend on you, to be nice, so you don't have to steal, no. The prime minister or any minister for that matter, you will not have any relationship with the Federal Reserve Bank. No, none whatsoever. Let me see who you're going to ask to go and bring money for you. So you see, only the good can serve Biafra. So that when you come out and you say you are a legislator in Biafra land and you travel outside, and people, let's say you are a Biafran legislator, and you travel, let's say to Mozambique, even South Africa. As you're leaving the aircraft, we will take off our clothes and put it on the floor for you to walk on. You may not be a millionaire, but we will give you the type of love that millionaires will never have. That is the Biafra we are building. Not the Biafra of... A Biafra where politicians will create billionaire businessmen. Not billionaire businessmen creating millionaire politicians. No. Now you understand it. That is the type of Biafra that we want. And that is the type of Biafra we are going to get. It doesn't matter what the enemy does. Let me see if I can open it, because I wanted to close. They were trying me. I wanted to close. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? The caller on the phone, can you hear me? I tell you honestly that I tell you truthfully that iPhone is rubbish. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? For the last time, the caller on the phone, can you hear me? They're not serious. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? No, they're not paying attention. Again, I will ask the caller on the phone, can you hear me? This is the third person.
Hello, Madike.
Yes, please. Yes.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, I'm so very happy to speak with you. This is Eunice Ngozi calling from Edmonton, Canada.
From Canada, you're calling us from Canada. The world is listening. Sir. Please go ahead.
Yes, I just want to thank you very much and say God bless you mightily. God bless you richly. Thank you for coming to speak for us, for being the voice of the voiceless. I am so very grateful to you, eternally grateful.
Thank you. Thank you, my dear sister. Yes. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Madike, I do have a question, sir.
Go ahead.
So there are some people going all over the place, and they're asking, they're actually saying that since they are indigenous people of Biafra, that they do not need to register with IPOB because the name indigenous people of Biafra defines who they are. Mm-hmm. So what do you have to say about that? I mean, does it make us, the people that joined, that registered with Biafra, with IPOB, does it make us maybe stupid or so? Since these people, there are so many and they are they're actually a force saying that since they're indigenous people of Biafra, they do not need to register with IPOB.
The thing about you is that remember the saying that many are called but very few are chosen.
Yes, sir.
What faith are you? Are you a Christian?
Yes, I am.
Is Christianity all over the world today?
Yes, sir.
Is Christianity the largest religion in the world?
Yes, sir.
How many people followed Christ when he was on this earth? How many disciples?
12 disciples, sir.
Are we more than 12 IPOB in Canada at the moment?
Yes.
Are we up to 12 in Canada?
We are more than 12.
Exactly. So we are more than enough to restore Biafra. Allow those people. They are very selfish. That is how our people are. It's in their nature to be very selfish. Okay. That was why the Janjaweed defeated us. Our selfishness. They see you suffering and carrying a log, they will help. But any day you start cooking with that firewood you brought, they will all gather. I said, I was looking at you and I wanted to help, but I knew you could do it. That's the way we are.
Yes.
Those of you that identify with IPOB, you are the ones chosen by God.
Yes.
By Chukwukika Biama to do his will, to restore Biafra. All those other Efulefus, they are there to be Efulefu. It's their job. That is who they are. They will never change. Yes, but when Biafra comes, then oh dear, let me not go too far. We will set an example with them. That those people, they are hoping and paying their hopes on. I'm an American. I will go home. Anything they ask me to pay, I'm going to pay it.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying, isn't it? That they will go to Biafra and they'll come. I said we will set an example with them. They will start another program in Canada and in America. Biafra Lives Matter. They will start it there. Nobody can stop the coming of Biafra. I can't even stop it. Biafra is coming.
Yes.
That Biafra will come. Yes. And they will come to do their useless Igbo sense. You know Igbo man has a stupid sense. He's walking about with. He thinks he's smart and very clever. By the time we finish with them, their eyes will open.
Yes.
In their next life, they won't be clever. These idiots are in Canada, they're in America, and our people are dying. They are killing our mothers and raping them. They are not moved. They are not touched. They are not moved. They want IPOB to go and die, to suffer. This hardcore, so that they will come and reap the benefit. That's what I said. God will punish all of them. There are mad people everywhere. Thank you, my dear sister, for calling. May Elohim bless you, guide and sustain you. I have a caller on the line. Can you hear me? The caller on the line. One more time. Can you hear me? They are not up to it. The caller on the phone. Can you hear me? No. Let us go again. The caller on the line. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you. Your name and where you're calling from?
I'm calling from South Africa. My name is Anthony Mitchell.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Yes, Mazi, I'm very, very grateful for your work.
Thank you. Thank you.
And can you give us a go ahead order so that we can go and do the job for the South African embassy, Nigerian embassy here in South Africa? I can hear you, sir.
Go ahead, please. Go ahead. What did he say?
Yeah, I can hear you, sir.
No, he is listening to his system at the same time listening to me. No. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Good morning, Adike.
Good morning to you.
First of all, I want to thank you for all that you are doing for us. We appreciate you so much, because if God has not given you this function, I don't know what would have happened to us.
By now, we would have been Ahmed and Abdullahi everywhere.
Honestly.
And Amina.
By the way, yes. By the way, my name is Chinna. I'm calling from Istanbul.
Istanbul is in Turkey.
Constantinople.
Yes. Constantinople, yes. Go ahead.
Yes. So they actually
where they have hold on, is it where they have the pimps? Those selling our daughters in Libya. They run to Turkey and they stay there doing video, working for the selling our daughters in Libya to make money to go to. I hope you're not one of them. Are you one of them?
Mazi, I'm strong IPOB. I've been following you since 2014.
You are blessed.
And this case you mentioned now is one of the cases I'm calling for.
Yes.
I want to ask a question. My question is about our oath taking.
Yes.
When I read this oath, it shook me. I knew how serious and deep it was. And after I took it, I swallowed it. I promised myself that, look, I'm going to abide by this oath. But my question is, why is it that some people, even some that were with you at the leadership, maybe I should mention names like Imam Mesudem and all the rest of them, that took this oath, how come they are walking freely today and they kind of betrayed us? And even the pimp you are talking about, he took oath in IPOB. Maybe people don't know this, but I want the world to know that this pimp in Libya you're talking about took oath in IPOB.
Are you serious?
Yes.
A pimp joined IPOB and allowed him to join IPOB? A pimp joined IPOB.
He came with deception. And now we know his true colors. So, is there anything that should be reviewed in our oath? That is number one. My second question, you have already touched it too, but I just want to mention a few things. You have been saying and hammering that neither you nor any member of the leadership of IPOB will take up a political post when Biafra comes. Am I right?
I will not take up any political post, but other people may wish to contest because they have fought for this, they have died for this. They are not going to allow all those wicked souls in Canada and in America to come and push maybe their children to go and take over. So you're telling me that others are going to farm and others will suffer and labor and other people will eat the benefit? No. For me personally, the confidence I have with God is that once Biafra is restored, my job is done. Then sensible people within IPOB will then manage the affairs of state. Sensible people that will be voted for by the people. Nobody will arrogate to him or herself any position. You assume nothing. The people will decide. That is why we need to educate our people sufficiently enough to understand what is good for them and what is bad for them. To reject the bad and accept the good. That is what we are doing, and that is why we do what we do. As for our oath, it is working. I don't like discussing people, but you know that God created Adam and Eve. Is that correct?
Yes.
And what did God say to them? Anything you like in this very garden you can eat. But there is one tree I don't want you to eat. And what did they do after a while? What did they do?
They went and ate it.
Exactly. So if man can disobey God, how about all these pimps everywhere and idiots everywhere? But they will get their comeuppance. The day of reckoning is fast approaching. Once Biafra comes, then there will be reckoning. That is why I want them to do everything they can. Gossip all they like to try to stop Biafra. They cannot. Because even there is a mad woman, a mad Yoruba woman talking rubbish. After getting the legendary IPOB treatment, she's now begging and saying it is too much. I can no longer handle this. She's now telling those that sent her, I can no longer handle this. I said to somebody, I'm going to thank you very much, my dear brother, for calling.
My leader, please. Sorry. Can I put one thing? I want to say one other thing.
Of course you may.
Yes, my leader. So, if you are not going to take any position, what are we going to do with the wealth of knowledge that God has given you? What position are you going to take? Are you going to be an advisor, or I don't know? Because without you leading the first government of Biafra, I don't know. What are we going to do with the knowledge that God has given you, the honesty, especially the honesty? I mean, I'm wondering.
We are going to, I'm putting all of that in a book, which will be a guide, which will be like a Bible for our people not to deviate from. I'm writing that, and that will be my contribution after this.
Okay.
I'll write that, and that will guide everything we do. We will teach it from nursery school all the way to university, so that we produce generations that will love our land and do everything for it. To understand also that leadership is not about being in power and stealing money and banking it abroad. It's about the sacrifice you make for the well-being of your people. That is the example that we want to set. And that example will immortalize the heritage that IPOB has worked for. And thank you very much for calling. Thank you very, very much. We have somebody on the line. I promise them I'm going to call them. And I will call them. If they are lucky enough, they will pick up. If they pick up, I shall bring them to you. I shall bring them to you. I don't know where he called from. He has been calling consistently. And I did say to him, I'm going to call you back. Maybe he has picked the line. Your name and where you're calling from, please. The caller on the phone.
Hello.
Yes, your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, my name is Christian Chukwulunwiwu. I'm calling from Cambodia.
From Cambodia. Are you part of IPOB family in Cambodia?
Yes, yes, Ohamadike one.
Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Ohamadike, I greet you so much. I'm very, very happy to speak to you today. I'm very, very happy. I swear I'm talking today. I'm blessed. I'm blessed today to hear your voice. I'm highly blessed to hear your voice today, Ohamadike. You are too much.
Thank you.
You are even 2 times much, Ohamadike. Thank you so much to waking our spirit, to make us to see the light. Before what we are seeing is dark, but you make us to know who we are. So I can remember when I live in Benue State, I can remember how they treated us, we Igbos, we Biafran, they treated us as if we are outcasts there. I was asking myself, am I in Nigeria? Why these people treat us like this? I never heard about Biafra until I travel, I hear your voice, I say, oh my God, this is the reason why they treat me like this. I'm not in Nigeria. Thank you so much for opening our eyes. And please, our leader, I'm begging you with God, don't mind all these saboteurs. They are trying to distract you. They are trying to draw your attention back. We focus about what you are doing, because once this movement is going on, there will be agents of darkness. They will be coming to bring you down. They will coming to bring on all manner of things. But I want you to be focused and be determined, because I have already seen that God bless you so much, and God bless your family so much. I can see your brother President Nnamdi. He is highly educated and he is highly intelligent. So I can see both of you. God bless you so much. Please be focused on what you are doing.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Thank you, my dear brother. Nobody can disturb. Of course, it's not. What is Sabo? That's from Cambodia. We're everywhere around the world. When I told you before that we are listened to all over the world, I thought I was joking. This is just a snippet from the calls this morning. You can tell from Cambodia to Canada, people are listening. That's how huge we are. They call on the phone. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, your name and where you're calling from?
Is it Mazi Kanu?
It is, of course. Who else would it be?
Hey, Ohamadike, one of Biafra. I am Chineke. I'm calling from Barcelona.
From Barcelona. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
the world is listening.
My name in Facebook is Onwubiko Paul.
Thank you. Thank you.
I met you in Barcelona when you visited Barcelona.
Wonderful. And I'll be there again. I'll be there again.
I've been struggling every other thing because I have a great challenge.
What is it?
My great challenge is to achieve Biafra.
You are blessed.
Yeah.
You are blessed.
I had someone asking you what are you going to do if you cannot be in the government. We have been carrying campaign. I've been carrying campaign. Singing of holy, holy, holy Nnamdi Kanu is another savior is not a mistake. Neither is it a coincidence. Abia, God's own state, is not a mistake. Neither is it a coincidence. In Jerusalem he dwell, but Abia is God's own state, because all these things have been solved in the realm of the spirit. Nigeria have made the mistake they can ever do in life to give Abia state God's own state, and the Faruku is the Nazareth of our time. That is the Faruku is the Nazareth of Biafran land.
The last headquarters of Biafra, the last Biafran capital is my village, is my compound. The last Biafran capital is my village.
That is it. Faruku is the Nazareth of Biafran land. You hear the Nabo do the Nabo Guinea. Everything that happened in Israel happened also in Biafran land. We are brothers. I am in this game because when I found you, I tagged you with my father that place so that we can fight this war to the end.
And we are.
Until Biafra is restored, before I can rest as well.
Of course. Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
I am online. I am in full support
of
whatever that is going on.
Thank you very, very
much. If we have to destroy all Nigeria embassy, we destroy it. Or the whole world will try to reserve it as a history, just like a museum. Once upon a time, this is Nigerian embassy, but it doesn't exist. There is, and they keep it there as history, museum, because Nigerian flag will soon enter museum where people will read once upon a time. And Nigeria is coming to become like a Babylon that will be eliminated out of this world.
It will be. It's gone. The name is gone. Even those that gave them the name, they are ashamed of themselves. I spoke to them yesterday. Some of them were ashamed. Zoo. I said, why did you name them Nigeria? Nigger. That was what Flora Shaw named the animals she met. Nigeria. And they accepted it. Swallowed the name hook, line, and sinker. Who were your grandfathers before 1897? Nobody can answer that question. What was your name before 1897? Nobody can answer. What was your name before 1914? Nobody knows. Nigeria as a country became existent from 1960. What was your name before 1960? They don't know. Anything a white man says is yeah. Mad people everywhere. I'm going to call somebody else on the line. If they are lucky, they will pick up, because I'm calling them. Our lines are clogged. Everywhere is clogged. Our lines are clogged. If they understand, they will pick up. If they do, we shall bring them to you. If they don't, then we move on. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? Your name and where you're calling from, please. Yes. Your name and where you're calling from. Yes.
Hello?
I can hear you.
My name is Ike. We're calling from Thailand.
From Thailand, thank you very much. The world is listening.
Yes, Omadike.
Go ahead, please.
Omadike, let them we put it today. Let them we put it. Omadike, we have to keep carry on. Chineke get the way in do. He said. Omadike, in short, I'm the happiest person in the whole world by talking to you today.
You are blessed.
Carry on.
You are blessed.
God bless you for
Chineke, you are blessed. Everywhere from Barcelona to Thailand, they wonder how we managed to do it. And I said to them, because Biafrans, we love the truth. It doesn't matter if you're from Asia. It doesn't matter if you're from Benin. It doesn't matter if you're a Wanke. It doesn't matter if you're a Shikri. It doesn't matter if you're Urobo. It doesn't matter if you're Isoko. It doesn't matter if you're Ezon. It doesn't matter if you're Ibibi. It doesn't matter if you're Anang. It doesn't matter if you're Efik. It doesn't matter if you're Igbo. It doesn't matter if you're a Jagam, Ekoi. It doesn't matter if you're a Doma. It doesn't matter if you're a Gala. It wouldn't even matter if you're a Gede. It doesn't matter at all. Only one thing matters: truth. The reason why you hear callers from all over the world, from from Cambodia, from Canada, from Catalonia, from Thailand, from everywhere you can dream of, is because they love the truth. We are the only people that have this in the whole of Africa. The only people. The only thing you need to organize our people is be truthful. That's all. Once you speak the truth, any Biafran anywhere will acknowledge what you're doing. But any day you begin to lie, they may follow you for some days, and after a while they see the lie in you, they will go. That's who they are. That is why traitors and saboteurs can never do anything. They can never ever succeed. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. Do you know that we are streaming simultaneously on various platforms all over the world? The only place where it is cracking is my Facebook page. They are saying, since people are very stubborn, you want to stay here. These are Yoruba people who will add noise to your Facebook page. So we'll annoy them, they will not come there anymore. But is that going to stop us? No. It won't. Can never stop us. We are live and we are direct. And the time now is approximately, it is, should I say, 19 minutes to 10 a.m. in the land of Biafra. And we are live and direct and the whole world is listening. Mankind is paying attention. And that's what we want. For the whole world to listen and bear us witness. For the whole world to listen and bear us witness. I have callers on the line. Our lines are stuck. They are stuck because should I say, Apple keeps crashing all the time. It keeps crashing all the time. We are live and we are direct. The whole world is listening to us. We must preach this gospel. We are exposing the damnable zoological republic, the nigger area, the home of niggers everywhere. The home of niggers everywhere. It is the zoo. Now they have brought in the real niggers now. They have brought in Janjaweed, Fulani, from across the Sahel to come and kill, to pillage, to graze their cattle wherever they fancy. In Abia State, permission granted by Abia State governor and the police commissioner. They go about arresting IPOB. Nobody will write to UN, nobody will write to America, nobody will write to anybody, nobody will write to EU about it. But any day we rise up, you will see them, petition writers, they will be writing and gossiping their lives away. They think they can stop us, they think they can deter us, they can never ever succeed. Somebody was pleading and saying, please pick up my call. Let us see if we can get hold of them. Our lines are jammed, completely jammed. Everywhere we go to, they jam it. Everywhere we go to, our lines are jammed. I want to see if I can engage our sister or brother, as a matter of fact. Let me pick one or two of you randomly to see if I can be able to get you to speak to the whole world. Let us go back to the line and see who is there. I have a caller on the phone. Can you hear me? And if you can, proceed by giving us your name and where you're calling us from.
Yeah, Oyendu, Afamobu Chukwode, Benjamin Ezumezu. I'm calling from Austria.
Your name is too powerful. Your name is very powerful, Ezumezu. Very powerful name. Yeah. My goodness. Please proceed.
Yeah. Oyendu, Asimna, Iyadi Kerechi Nature de Agu.
Egade. That is true. That is true. That is true. Of course. Of course.
Anam landlord everything. Na si onye ana agwam na ije epụta. Na okoto ya eme, na ibe niile ya eme, but at the end onye mmeri ka ebo.
You say?
My first son, ya fam bulu nwa Nnamdi.
You are blessed.
No? Onye do.
You are blessed.
Even I'm a member of IPOP, Nagrat. I'm a member. And my people now go that now. Even in afternoon now, that now all ye may go see the cat after Chineke
that is true. You are correct. You are 100% correct. Yes.
Oh yeah, even life for some years ago, you put that now. Some of them start with you on this struggle. Some of them will fail out along the way.
Did I not say that? Did I not say that live on air?
Oh, so onye na-ekwu gawa n'ụjọ adụlọ onye soro n'azụ uibulibe uchukwu okike abịa ama.
Of course.
No? Ana m ekeneru n'afọ ndị IPOB grant Oscar. Ana m ekeneru na-asị na ọ ya dịrị na mma.
Ise.
Ọ ya dịrị na mma mbọsị eke.
Ise.
Dịrị na mma mbọsị afọ, mbọsị oyi.
Ise.
Ọ ya dịrị na mma onye ndu.
Ise.
Biafra ị na-achụla anyị ihe enweta ya. And ihe there wee na this promised land.
Ise. Thank you very much, my dear brother. You are blessed. Thank you very, very much. I am trying to sort out. There are people. They have been trying to call, but they've not managed to make it. Let us go to one of them and see. I think they are trying to call back. They are trying to call back. I wish they can stop and pick my call. That will be a lot better. I have another caller on the line. Can you hear me? Your name and where you're calling from, please. Can you hear me? The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Yes, Daddy. Good afternoon, sir.
Good morning from here. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Yeah, my name is Ezenwa Chukwuma Henry.
I'm calling from Indonesia.
Indonesia. I was there many years ago. Thank you very much. Please proceed. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have been calling for more than 2 hours now. I have been calling for more than 2 hours.
Please go ahead.
To hear the anointing voice from the God. Daddy, my prayer for you is that your oil of your hair shall never be dry.
You say?
The power that God gives to you to deliver us, Biafra, the power shall multiply and you shall live long.
You say?
No power shall harm you and no power shall stop you because God Almighty have stand you and ordain you to deliver us. And we all Biafra, we all indigenous people of Biafra, we behind you. Whatever you said, your instruction must be followed all over the world.
You say?
Anytime you're on the air, we are very happy to see you. My calling from Indonesia and from Anambra State, in here local government, Amoka. I'm very happy, and my prayer for you is that Biafra shall come, and you. As you said now that you have registered everything on book, because if I might said, I would say you should let you lead us a little before we shall.
No, I would not, my dear brother. I do seriously and humbly appreciate what you're saying, but I cannot. And I will not. That wasn't the covenant that I made with the Most High. I have suffered too much. I have lost a lot in this very effort. I want to be able to breathe a little bit, before I am called, to life eternal. So it is very, very important that we train enough people, enough generation to be able to run the affairs of state in the land of Biafra. Not just Biafra, because we're going to run a very unique constitution. Very, very unique. And for that very reason, we have to make sure, please, that we train the right people to do the job. I have a caller on the line. Can you hear me? Your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, Mazi. Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you.
My name is Shukuma Frank Obiefuna.
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Libya, Tripoli, capital.
Thank you. Please go ahead.
So I want to thank you on your good work for our people. And I want to thank our deputy, Mazi Uchemefo, for the good work he has been doing for us.
Thank you.
Sir. I want you to recognize us here in Libya because we are facing a lot of persecution.
Persecution from who?
Government.
From who?
From Nigerian government. From Nigerian government, sir.
Do they have an embassy there?
Yes, they have an embassy here, sir.
Then you people should do to that embassy what they did to the one in Jakarta in Indonesia. That's the only way. Sir. That's the only way to learn. That is the only way.
Okay,
do you see Janjaweed reasoning? They have a chamber to debate issues. The National Assembly in Abuja. Do they go there to debate issues? They don't. They are not amenable to reason. You are talking to animals who cannot reason. Due to their embassy in Tripoli, what our people did to the one in Jakarta, in Indonesia. That is the only language they understand. They are evil. They will continue to be evil. Go ahead.
So another thing is about our guests that are coming to this place and our men that are coming to this place to cross to Italy. We are holding them back and we are preaching the gospel to them, which is most of them are with us here. Most of them are with us, and some girls that have been selling, we have been rescuing them on daily basis.
Who are the people selling these girls? Who are the people selling our girls in
this is our Yoruba people and some of our Igbo brothers too. This is our Yoruba, mainly Yoruba people.
So why would our people allow themselves to be sold? Why would our girls allow themselves to be sold in the first place? Why?
That is a problem, because once they reach to Nigeria, they tell them that they have job for them in Germany, that they will be paying them 2 million every month, and they will deceive them to come to this country. That's what they use all the time.
And it was what they learned from Loreto Nochie. That was what she was doing.
That is true, sir.
That was what Loreto Nochie, the so-called media aid to presidency, because they have no president. That's what she was doing. She was a pimp. She was running prostitution ring in Italy of Edo girls. And now she has groomed some people. And that's what they're doing. And that is her job in Asorok, to provide and supply prostitutes to those inside Asorok. That's what some of them learned. And you sell your own sisters, and you go and ask God to bless you. How can God bless you? And after that, they run to Turkey. And they are not in Turkey, mouthing and talking rubbish. Whereas these are people that sell without shame. And the other are the ones listening to the idiots yapping rubbish. Fools selling their own kind. Very sad indeed. And I do thank you very much for calling. I have a caller on the phone, your name and where you're calling from, please. The caller on the phone, your name and where you're calling from. Yes, go ahead.
I'm calling from Onitsha.
Thank you, go ahead.
Mazi, I just want to thank you for the good work God is using you to do in our lives, because without you, a lot of us would have been sleeping in our slumbers, honestly speaking. And moreover, I want to encourage you because, honestly speaking, you are the Jesus Christ of our time, the black Jesus we see, because a lot of things I have learned from you keeps me going, and it encourages me to hopefully believe that Biafra must come this year, and we are effortlessly relentless about it.
He said, we are unstoppable.
All I can say is that endlessly God will keep blessing your generation and your children to come in future.
He said,
and may Chukwokika Abiyama keep you alive to see everything that we pray to come to pass.
He said, thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. You are very kind. This one sent me a message saying, I'm Ike Chukwu. Mazi, good morning. I'm Ike Chukwu, and the only IPOB that picked you from Vienna, Austria airport. I am blackmailed for being IPOB and a Biafran by my ex-wife and Slovakia police. I would like to share this problem with you. I am going to accept you, and we are going to deal with this problem together after this very program. We are going to deal with your issues after this program, because what is happening to you shouldn't be happening. And I'm sure, and I do hope that you're the one who is on the right track, so to speak, who is on the side of right. Very, very important indeed. We will deal with your issues right after this program. I have acknowledged that. And the time now is 9:55 in the morning, which is 5 minutes to 10. And unfortunately, I would say we have to bring the program to an end. We are going to continue next week, Friday, to take calls. And if we are moved, we might even do so on Sunday as well. I thank you all very much for listening. I thank all of you wherever you are. I thank you very much for listening. And as always, this is morning devotion. We have lectured each other. We have learned from each other. We have exchanged views and ideas between one another this very morning. And all was done in good faith. We love everybody. We appreciate everybody. We value everybody. Every opinion, every religion, every persuasion. But ultimately, we are all Biafrans, and that is our final destination. I thank you all very much for listening to me this very morning. And from me, from here, it is good morning. and they cut me off. I am now going to continue. To Facebook. We are back. They can't stop us. If you cut us off 10,000 times, I will return 10,000 times. I will preach the gospel that Elohim has given me to preach. In truth and in every honesty. I just had a sip of water. We are live. Tell them we are live on Facebook on my page. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We are live on my Facebook page. 400,000 followers, which is nothing anyway. But that's what Facebook allowed me to have. That's the original one, the original page where you can find me. My goodness. We are back on my Facebook page to preach the gospel of heaven. I am here. David Nnamdi, I'm here. Ebube Favor, I'm here. Kelechi Uchenna Wobodo. What are you talking about? We are live and direct. I want to preach a gospel this evening that Elohim asked me to preach about the Yoruba race, so that they may turn from what they are doing and become good people. As I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by Facebook. I wanted to assert with every degree of certainty that the Yoruba race were never one people before. It was due to war and conquest that made them one. A war and conquest that Igbo people never embarked upon. The Egba nation is a separate people. The Egbas are separate people. From the Oyo, from the Ijebu, separate. The only thing that unites them is the Oyo Empire. That's the only thing that unites them. And to prove it to you, as I'm telling you, just be jotting them down, be writing them down. Egba Nation, Egba, EGBA, they have their own national anthem. Do you know that? The same way Urobo has, because some of you don't know that the song I play these days first, before I play Rex Lawson, is Urobo national anthem. Some of you don't know. I play it. If you like, I can play it for you again. Yoruba they have their own national anthem. I play Urobo national anthem every blessed day. Some of you don't notice, but I do. I want to play it again for you, so that some of you who may not know will know that we are everywhere. This is Urobo national anthem. Urobo national anthem. Did you hear that? That was Urobo national anthem. The same way that Egba in Yoruba land, Egba kingdom, they have their own national anthem. They have the Egba anthem. I don't speak Yoruba. I would have tried to read out the words for you. But I know this one says, Lori Oke Oun Upetele. I don't want to make mistakes, please. They have Egba. They have their own national anthem. I want to prove to Yoruba journalists that this their divide and rule is not good. It is not good. Yoruba, your divide and rule, this thing you're helping Fulani to divide people and conquer them is evil. Because at a time, you were not one nation. Nobody has dug in to be saying, oh, by the woman, by man, or your man. No. We respectfully refer to all of you as Yoruba. Why do you always want to come into Biafra land to divide people? Why? Oh, because you two need access to oil. I've forgotten. Alakija and Otedola. It's all oil, isn't it? Zoo. What happened to the Yoruba? What is happening to us now happened to them. What is happening today to us happened to them. Do you know that I'm going to give you a bit of history? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Hi, Elohim. Othman Danfodio, whose grandson was Ahmadu Bello. I want to tell you why Fulani hates our people so much. I want to tell you why Fulani want to take over Delta State. I want to tell you why they are in Okpanam, which the Obi of Okpanam or the traditional ruler in Okpanam did not see. I want to teach him tonight what he never knew. The all-conquering Fulani man that came from Futajalon. He was actually born in Gobel. His name is Othman Danfodio, the man that said he would dip the Quran in the Atlantic.